me and you. Take my picture with you when you go out west. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. But don't forget about me, yeah, I will do my best. And that's the truth for me and you. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took too long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me.
What is crack-a-lackin' Bills Mafia? Welcome to the K-Gun Report, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. This is your draft special today, guys. A fun show. My name is Scott. I'll be your host for the full draft. We're covering from 7:30. We're going to start early, talk a little bit about what we expect from the Buffalo Bills as well as the other teams that are drafting in the first round. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I'm going to have a mock draft up. I use Stick to the Model for my mock draft, and I'll throw up some highlights of these guys that are going up there too. And of course, as always, we're going to get the Bills Mafia involved. I want you to be a part of the conversation, so feel free to join. We're on all social media platforms, YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Give us a holler. Join the show whenever. Have a couple drinks with us. Eat some food. Do all that good stuff. Let me hit this intro, and we'll be right there.
Hey, Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
Hey, as I mentioned, this is the K-Gun Report Season 7 Draft Special. We are on the clock. As we all know, the the Raiders are on the clock. They are a mess within themselves. Lots of discussions this year when it comes to the first round. I've done a lot of research. It's a weird year considering I don't think there's going to be more than 2 quarterbacks picked in the first round. It's a weird year considering there might be more running backs drafted in the first round than quarterbacks. And personally, guys, when you come on the show, the comments get involved. It's all fan first perspective. So everything we say is based off our fanhood and what we know of the game. I believe, honestly, out of the 32 picks in this first round, there are potentially only about 16, 17 first round valued players. What does that mean to me? That means there's 10 hot commodities in my mind. And there are going to be a bunch of teams, I think, that are going to try to trade up into the top 10 to get players that they want, obviously. What that also means for me is come 20, 21, 22, I think there's going to be a lot of desperate teams trying to come in that first round to make a mark, maybe to get the quarterback, maybe to get tackle, wide receiver. We know there's potentially could be 3 to 6 going in the first round here. But teams are going to bump into this first round to try to get players that they want. And I think it's going to happen a lot earlier than it has in the past. I believe that you better have a trade partner in mind. Maybe you've already talked to some of these other teams, because there's potentially going to be 6-7 teams that are willing to trade out. And if you're not partnered up by now, I don't know how it runs. I've never been in the war room, but if you're not partnered up by now, you may be in a little trouble to try to get out of that second. And obviously that's a forced hand, and now you have to draft. Luckily for us, the Bills have 26. They've been drafting around that spot for a while now. I think Bills fans are used to waiting it out. I didn't quite get sure what time. Usually they have the average time of when the Bills are going to draft or when these picks are going to be grabbed. I didn't get it on there. If someone in the comments wants to leave a comment about what time we're drafting. But we're used to the long haul. Us at 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. We've done a live podcast every draft for the 7 years that we've been doing it, and we have a good time doing it. It's a long night. We'll take a couple breaks. You guys will see a few commercials that we have, that of which includes our sponsor, and I'd be remiss to mention them right off the bat, guys. You see up there at the top right, we are sponsored by Otis and Lisa's Pizza and Wings and Dirty Jack's Tavern. We tell people, right, they're right smack dab in the middle of the Finger Lakes. Phelps, New York. Two local favorites are bringing together people together. At Otis Lisa's, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes Finest Wings. And if you go to the Finger Lakes Finest, they have voting every year. Definitely hit them up. Vote for Otis and Lisa's for sure. They have fresh made pizza and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back to. Then just down the road, after you're done eating, you can step into the Tavern of Dirty Jack's, a true local hangout, cold beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks. It's about community connection and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something special. Well, it is special, but be part of something local. They got a good thing going on there in Phelps. It's right smack dab in the Finger Lakes, like we said, right on 96. If you're heading that way and you're craving some food or even a cold drink, go to either one of those places. You will not be disappointed. And if you happen to hit up Dirty Jack's before you go to Otis and Lisa's, you can actually order Otis and Lisa's right from there. They'll bring it right through the door for you. Right. So we will hit up comments once they start coming in. I got an itinerary. I know according to the board, we've got about 23 minutes before the draft starts. However, we all know how long that takes. So the show starts at what time? And they talk for 15 minutes, and then we finally get the first draft in there. My brother here is asking me to shrink the header, so apparently he's watching. Let's see if I can do that. Shrink it. Bada bing. Is that better, brother? There you go. There we go. Nope, didn't take it. Anyways, it is what it is. I'm not going to go on the fly like that. It is what it is. It'll present itself here later on in the show when Jared comes in. He's actually got a sporting event. Jared will be joining us. Swank is on his honeymoon finally after all these years. They went to a Sandals resort. I can't remember where, but there he's out there enjoying the sun, the all-inclusive, so everything's included, which is lovely for him. And good stuff. John Robert, first comment of the night. John Robert believes the Bills will trade down. I'm on board. I'm with you, John. I believe that 100%. It's not like Bean not to want a second pick or an early third. And the only way to do that is by trading back into the second and getting some draft picks in those rounds. I alluded to it earlier at the beginning of the show, everyone, that there's only about 15, 17 players, I believe, that have first round value. And if none of those guys are available for the Bills at 26, there's actually quite a bit of talent day 2 and early day 3. So that, John Robert, is a possibility for sure. Not only do you increase your draft capital, but you increase the potential of getting someone that could be a day 1 starter or a significant role player in a backup role, right? Thanks for the comment, John. 2 things I want to talk about, and if we don't get to it before the draft starts, that's part of the deal. This is a 4-hour show, so we'll get to what we can get. But once those picks start rolling in, guys, I have a little fantasy share screen that we're going to be doing. We're going to be picking with these teams, and I'll show you some highlights of these players that they're grabbing. People's lives are changing forever, whether it be the player, the player's family. Obviously, the players on the team that he's joining, his lives will change forever because these picks are significant this first round, and it's a very exciting time. You see, I have the screen in the back. It's in Pittsburgh this year. Very excited for a couple of my friends, Buffalo Spartan and Corey Blaine. He's got the Bills hood now, the new super fan name, Bills hood. If you haven't checked him out, he's got all the gear. It's pretty awesome. So we got some friends at the draft. They got there early. They got into gates early so they can enjoy the experience. John Robert says, my educated is trading with the Cardinals at 34. And you know what that comes down to, John? And let me know what you think about this. I mentioned that quarterbacks, it's a weird year. I mean, other than Mendoza, who's going first, who I don't think is a first value, like a first pick value, but the Raiders are kind of in a hard spot there. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But there might not be another quarterback drafted until the second round. And if Ty Simpson's still available or Beck is still available, you never know. A team like the Cardinals may come out of that second round and go after a quarterback. We'd all know that first round value not only has the significance in the first round, you get more money, but it also guarantees that the option for a fifth year, which obviously longevity on a team is important. But anytime you get these high profile positions, like a tackle, like a quarterback, defensive tackle nowadays, our edge rushers now are being paid, wide receivers, corners, seems like they're adding more and more, but obviously the more cap space we get, the more significant the price changes are going to be. But those big time cap hit positions, you tend to see go in the first round because, again, that fifth year option. So teams will come in, try to trade to get back into the first, get their quarterback, get their tackle, their wide receiver, whatever it may be, to try to gain that fifth year option, being that to be the first round. So let's talk some Buffalo Bills priorities. Obviously, this is a Bills content show. We will be talking about all teams. We hashtag the NFL draft, hoping that we'd get fans from everywhere joining in the conversation. But this show is just as much as it is yours, guys. So chime in if you're watching and you're a fan of another team. Let us know what you think. Bills priorities. And I went through my list today trying to decide what would be the first topic of discussion. And seeing many mock drafts coming out because people are getting really excited, obviously. I'm seeing more and more wide receivers being picked with at number 26. I've even seen people trading up to get a wide receiver, which I thought was very interesting. So the topic I have would be, has last year's wide receiver obsession carried over the 2026? And let me give you my 2 cents about this. We've already added, I believe on paper, we already have a better wide receiver room than we did last year. Yeah, like my hat, I got my draft hat in, guys. There's my ADD kicking in. Got my pin, draft hat for the draft. On paper, I do believe that we have a better wide receiver locker room at this point. Obviously, it's all got to come out on the field and prove me right, but the acquisition of DJ Moore, and you could say what you want about him. He was with the Bears. He was making a lot of money there. The Bears went ahead and drafted Luther Burden. They went and got Rome Odunze. And then there's DJ Moore, who before those guys came in was putting in significant numbers for wide receiver number one. They brought in Williams, the quarterback, Caleb, a couple years ago. And so this is where my mind goes with that. Eventually, you're going to have to pay Caleb Williams the big bucks. And if he continues doing what he's doing, I think he'll be one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks in the next couple of years. So at some point, you got to make room. Wide receivers are making more and more money. DJ Moore was making 20 plus. I can't remember the exact number, but he was making buku money. You draft these 2 wide receivers, again, high profile positions where you can keep them for 5 years and not pay a lot. But eventually, you're going to have to pay Caleb. You're going to have to pay a receiver and so on and so forth. So I think DJ Moore got the short end of the stick when it came to wide receivers in Chicago. Not because he wasn't producing, but because they're going to have to pay a quarterback eventually. So, introducing free agency this year, we see the trade come in, giving up a second-round draft pick for DJ Moore. And let me tell you what this guy offers. I know we've mentioned it before in shows. I know people that watch content like you are now, you're probably heard it thousands and thousands of times for people that are optimistic about DJ Moore. He's got a complete route tree. He can run all the routes. He runs a 4.4 40 probably still. He's still fast. He's a really good perimeter wide receiver, good at yards after catch, and he's a solid body that can block. Check, check, check. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best wide receiver one we've had in quite some time. And it begs the question, is the Buffalo Bills a team that needs a wide receiver one, or are they more of a scheme wide receiver crew? I tend to believe it's a little bit of both. You don't lead the league in scoring, or you're the top 3 teams in scoring every year. You don't have an MVP quarterback 2 years ago. And you don't continually make playoffs with the offense that we've had without having people that can catch the ball. They're there. So for those begging for a wide receiver number one, I think we got one. For those saying that he's not a wide receiver one, you got to ask yourself, do we need one? Is it scheme? I think we can argue till we're blue in the face of which one the Bills' offensive scheme provides, but I'm leaning towards a little bit of both, and I believe DJ Moore is probably be the best wide receiver we've had on this roster in a very long time. So we have wide receiver one, DJ Moore. Many would consider Shakir a top 3 slot receiver. So there's your talent there. Enough said. Shakir. We're still on the fence about our friend, Mr. Coleman there. Joe Brady's willing to give him a second chance, third chance, fourth chance. He's pretty excited about it. We hear good things in the off season. His workout program and all that stuff. Hearing good things. Now we just need to see that all put on the field. So now we have that conversation with optimistic Bills fan, pessimistic Bills fans, right? Some want to get him out. Get a value of him right now while you can. Maybe trade a 4th or 5th pick for him while you can. Then some are say, let Keon Coleman play that wide receiver, the Z, wide receiver number 2 position, and see if he can't benefit from playing the CB2 on the other team and maybe even more one-on-one coverages. I'm excited for it all. I'm excited for Joe Brady to be able to unleash an offense I think he was held back on a little bit. And I'm excited for Josh Allen to finally have a wide receiver number 1, a guy in Coleman as well that he's worked with in the past, Shakir. And then you add in our backups, who I think are pretty darn good, on top of Knox and Kincaid. So I'm pretty excited about this offense. I'm pretty excited about wide receiver. And it'll be interesting to see what the Buffalo Bills do. I'm not saying we're not going to address wide receiver in a draft. I just don't think it's going to be the first. I think there's a lot of speed, a lot of size in the later draft, in the later rounds, day 3. But again, we'll see. We're just armchair managers here that are fan first perspective nuts that love the game of football, love our Buffalo Bills. And it's awesome when we get it right. And trust me when I say it, I've been wrong more than I've been right in the draft. We all hope we can get someone we want, but obviously the people that get paid the big money to do the scouting and the report, all that stuff, they have the final say, obviously, right? John Robert, busy. My educated guess is trading the Cardinals. Who do you think Bills grab first? It'll be later in the conversation here. How much time we got there, John? It's 7:49 now. I do have a list of 5. I have a list of 5 that I would be happy with, that we'll get to. But you like Malik Benson from the look of it because he can kick return too. Not a bad pick. But we'll get there. I have a list of 5 that if the Bills would get one of these 5 guys that I'll be extremely happy with. I have my 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, the content. I have the little post image already made up with some of these guys. So if I'm right, we can get it up right away. If I'm wrong, I got to get busy after the show. All right. Question. Another big topic that's been going on this year, due to the fact that Jim Leonhard has come in And the Buffalo Bills changed their defensive look completely in regards to scheme. We now run a 3-4 defense. Under Jim Leonard, the more I study up on this guy and do a little research on this man, he doesn't run really a traditional 3-4 scheme defense. Where you do see the 3 down linemen, the 2 outside linebackers, 2 middle linebackers. We've talked in the show in the past about the size of the nose tackle, someone like a Deion Walker. Beautiful size, 6'6", 320 plus pounds. That's the big guy we want in the middle. That's going to hog up all this, the center, inside shoulder of the guards, the 2-eye, as you heard, if you've heard that before. But the more we get into it, Deion Walker was brought in the size that he is of more of a slasher type guy. He's not someone that's going to hog up all these blockers. Do I think he can do it? I do, and I hope he can, because right now he's our only true nose tackle as far as size goes. But I think that's a huge position of need right now, especially if the Bills go into it thinking Deion Walker could potentially be a 4-eye defensive tackle, a slasher, lining up outside the guard or inside the shoulder of the tackle. He could be that, and he could be good at that. I think that he would probably be better at that at the nose than the nose tackle position. So if we're thinking that mindset of this defense, think of Ed Oliver on one side, Deion Walker on the other, then you have to address the nose tackle, not just later on in the draft. You have to address it twice, double dip, they say, as well as get one that you can expect to start day one. So what's that tell you? That tells you pick number 26. Or you trade back into the second round, and that'll also be your first pick, and you could still grab some draft capital. So that's a lot to chew on, I know, but we don't know what these guys are thinking. We just a lot of us can see the roster, depth chart, and all that stuff and make assumptions. But until they're on the field practicing one-on-one, you never know. You never know. And hopefully this draft will, in my mind, answer those questions for us. Dean Kindig. What's up, Dean? Dean Kindig is Buff Fan Bases. If you haven't checked them out, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network, everyone. They are predominantly on X. They do have a website, thebufffanbase.com, and they also are on Facebook a little bit. But Dean is their draft guru there. He was on the show last week. We broke down a lot of scouting reports and player information, and we didn't do all that great in our mock draft, but we addressed everything we had to address. And I was actually a fan of that. And I joked with Dean after the end of the show. I said, watch, our lowest score in this mock draft that we've gotten will probably be the most accurate draft in regards to how the Bills actually do it in real life. But Dean, it was a pleasure having you on last week. He says nose tackle makes Don and Edo better instantly. So yes, Dean with a little insight there. Thank you, Dean. As Swank will say, best handle in social media. Nate Nacho. What's up, Nate? Yes, they score 30 points per game, but how do they do it? J.A. took career high 40 sacks last season, mostly because he had to run around and wait for a weapon to get open. He had a broken foot by the end of the season because he still has to be Superman when it matters. Top priority is to prolong J.A.'s career, and more weapons is how they do it. Wide receiver train. Okay. All right, Nate. Love you. We talk Bills all the time. I actually work in the same establishment that Nate does, and we talk Bills whenever we run into each other. I hear you, but I think the only way wide receiver train and getting him weapons is going to happen is if you're bringing in someone to draft develop. We have people in that position. I'm telling you, defensive nose tackle, Mike inside linebacker. We can get started on that. A Mike inside linebacker, generally, guys, we have 2 inside linebackers. Mike tends to be the bigger 6'2 plus, 235 plus linebackers that's able to fill the gaps, able to take on the guards opposite side of the nose tackle when it's running. We do not have one of those yet. We don't have any one of those yet. Our linebackers are 6'1", 220-something pounds. We don't have a Mike. And our best linebacker, our captain, Mr. Bernard, he'll be the will linebacker. He won't be the Mike. So that's a big hole. That's a huge hole. We all love Joe Andreessen. We all love Williams, but they're not that guy. So in my mind, nose tackle, a true heavy nose tackle that's going to take on two blocks, and a middle inside linebacker, Mike linebacker, I think is priority. Would it be nice to have those guys and then go after someone like Casey Concepcion? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Casey Concepcion is, if he's available at 26, is going to be hard pressed to pass on. And I'm not going to lie to you right on the screen here. I mentioned there's 5 guys. If they're available for Buffalo, I wouldn't mind if they took any of them. As much as I'm talking defense, Casey Concepcion is one of those guys. He's one of them. He's a difference maker. He's a special teamer. He's a slot receiver taking Shakir's spot, but that late 26, he is one of my 17 guys that have a first round draft value. You got to take him. It's considered a steal in my mind. However, if any of my other 4 defensive guys are available, I'm going to root for that. Thanks, Nate, for the comment. Must be the brothers on the YouTubes. Hey, Bills Mafia 2026 NFL Draft Shows live. Join the conversation. Let's go. What's up, Doug Augie? What is up, Mafia LFG? That's Let's Go for those of you who don't get that one. What's up, Doug? Doug, part one of the OGs. We got a lot of OGs joining us today. Guys, if you look over my right shoulder, you got it all here. Got the draft right here, and then the Sabres games right back there. How dare they? How dare the NHL air a hockey game during the draft? They're going to lose a lot of viewers unless you got 2 TVs. Dean says, bring in Caden McDonald. Dion is your heavy 4-eye, and Ed is your slasher 4-eye. Agree. I like it. That would take Dion, that big body guy, out of the nose tackle spot and put him at the defensive tackle spot. And for those of you who don't know what 4-eye, you're going to hear us say 2-eye, 3, 4-eye, 5. You've heard of 9 wide. Those are all basically telling you where the players are lining up. So when you see someone say a 2-eye, the player would line up inside the guard's shoulder, basically in the A gap. If you hear 3, that's usually head on with a guard. If you hear 4-eye, it's the outside shoulder, inside shoulder of the tackle. 5 is outside shoulder of the tackle, and then the 9 would be outside the tight end. You'll know the 49ers use the 9 wide quite a bit, and we're successful with Bosa and all that stuff. So when you hear that terminology, that's what we mean. The lovely Ellen Lartz. Can't expect Shakir to carry the whole load as far as wide receiver position. Need to get another wide receiver, and KC would fit right in if he's not gone already. There you go, Ellen. Thanks for joining us. So again, I told you, I saw today, I think the wide receiver conversation has been coming up a lot more. Maybe the panic button that the Bills Mafia is feeling, it's draft time. Let's get that receiver. But as I alluded to earlier, I think we're fine. I don't think we're ignoring it. I just don't think it's a first round pick for us. I do not. Let me see here. All right. What time we got? It begins in 1:32. Well, we had such a great conversation. We're not going to get to the 2 parts that we were going to talk about, but that's fine. It's all about the draft. We're just killing time right now talking to the fans. I do want to throw this out there since we have a minute before our show starts.
Right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, Phelps, New York, 2 local favorites are bringing people together. At Ellis and Lisa, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes' finest wings, fresh-made pizza, and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back for. Then just down the road, step into Dirty Jack's Tavern, a true local hangout. Cold local beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks. It's about community, connection, and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something local.
So I had brother Jared make a couple commercials. Like I said, we're in it for the long run. We're in for the full 4.5, however long it takes. I got everything charging. I got my drink here. Tell us what you're drinking tonight. I've got Jim Beam. I'm gonna sip on that all night. But yeah, we're in for the long run. If it's a show of pace, so we're gonna take our time. Make sure we hit up all the comments, get you guys involved. We'll get a couple shout outs from our sponsors. We'll definitely take a couple commercial breaks, but it will get more exciting. I do have Stick to the Models mock draft pulled up, ready to go. We're going to pick as they pick. And what I like about them is they give the community's pick for these guys and AI's pick for these guys. And we can see as a group of how accurate we'll be. We'll break it down. We'll do some things. Jared's bringing in fun facts, did you knows for this conversation that we're having today. It's going to be just a fun, lighthearted show, guys. And I'm here for it. I'm glad you guys are joining. Trails End. Guys, there's a place in Dresden where the air smells like Sunday morning. Fresh bread, sizzling bacon, coffee that would wake you up with a smile. At Trails End Restaurant, comfort food isn't just a menu item, it's a promise. Hearty home-style meals made from fresh, quality ingredients, pies made that very morning, and folks who greet you like family, even if it's your first time through the door. Stop by Trails End Restaurant today, Route 14, Main Street, Dresden, because sometimes the best trails lead you home. Another sponsor of ours for this season for the K-Gun Report. Happier than hell to have both these sponsors with us this year for the full season. I have not yet made it out there. My brother Jared's been out there a bunch of times. If you go out there and you like burritos, breakfast burritos, Jared's my twin. If he loves it, I know I'll love it. So I'll get out there someday. Again, that's Trails End in Dresden. Go out there for breakfast. Maybe tomorrow after the draft. I took tomorrow off because I know I'm going to be up all night. Looks like they're coming out. Big smile. I don't have the volume on. Can someone tell me if he's getting booed? Pills Mafia, Doug. Good choice. Ellen Lartz is cracking the Budweiser. There you go, Ellen. So, guys, we're going to go to a screen here. Let's bring her up here. All right. Vegas is on the clock. Vegas is on the clock. And I do want to show you guys this fun thing. There's also another fun, nice mock draft website. It's called The Mock Machine. And they actually have something I'm a huge fan of. You'll see here, I clicked on Fernando Mendoza. I'm going to show you highlights of these players that are being drafted. It's a Bills content show, yes, but it's a draft show as well. And I want to make sure I want to hit up on all these guys the best that I can. These guys' lives are changing forever. And being a Bills fan, we're going to see many of these guys. Someone like Mendoza, I don't think we play the Raiders this year. But under the helm there, I think with the leadership of Kirk Cousins being there, he'll be able to mentor this Mr. Mendoza kid. And it'll be exciting to see what comes of this guy. I know college football fans all over, maybe not that of Miami or anybody that's played him in the playoffs, are fans of Mendoza. And the guy carries himself well. He's well-spoken. He's a leader, a true leader. He's got a lot of grit. And I think Raiders fans can be excited to have him on the roster. But we'll see. I mean, last time Raiders picked not the last time, but a first-round pick for the Raiders quarterback, Jamarcus Russell, didn't quite pan out for him last time. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on with that. Yep, and you'll see those videos here in a moment. But until then, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Hayward's on the screen now, guys. Ellen Larch says Goodell has a towel in his hand. Yep, he's got the terrible towel. That place is packed. To be there as a Steelers fan, when did the Steelers pick? I have them picking at Interesting. 21. Steelers are picking at 21, and they need wide receiver, safety, and offensive guard. I think the safety and offensive guard will be there for them there. But it looks like the number one priority is wide receiver, which who knows how fast the first three are going to go. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the K-Gun Report, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium's K-Gun Report. It's the draft special. We'll be here all night, sipping on cervezas. I already had dinner more times than not. Last couple of years, we've had Otis and Lisa's delivered to Swank's place where we watch and eat there. But yeah, come hang out with us. You can catch us on all social media platforms: YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram. The K-Gun Report generally goes live every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Again, part of the Buff Fanbase Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts, as well as our new year sponsors this year, Otis and Lisa's Pizza and Wings, Dirty Jacks, and Trails End. It's a beautiful thing. So, the Raiders have the first pick, and I'm not going to be the only one guessing. Jared won't be the only one guessing when he joins. Give us your thoughts on the Raiders' first pick. I believe, and I'm going to share my screen now again because I like to do that. I believe that it's going to be Mr. Mendoza. And like I said, I am using Stick to the Model. You're on the clock. The Vegas Raiders, it looks like the community, which means the amount of people over these months that have done these mock drafts as a group, all believe that Fernando Mendoza is the pick. And would you believe AI also believes that Fernando Mendoza is the pick? If I go over here and click on this screen, he's a quarterback from Indiana, 22 and a half years old, 6'4", 236 pounds, runs a pretty good 40. We got his metrics here from the combine. Green obviously is a higher percentile. They're on the clock, 6:49 remaining. You think he would have already gotten a call already. But his measurables are good. His stats in Indiana, they're not going to have them there. They're the career totals. Look at that interception to touchdown rating. That's pretty amazing. So we're all going to watch together. I absolutely love how they take the full time to pick these kids. I understand sponsorships and commercials and all that stuff, but they got 6 minutes on the clock. The Jets will be picking next. Again, we will show you some Fernando Mendoza highlights. There, he's doing the RPO, not afraid to lower his head. We know someone like that in Buffalo that does that very well. Here's another RPO pass. Nice. He's got a receiver, Omar Cooper, that is one of the highly targeted receivers in this draft this year. Possible first rounder. And, many times, if you got a quarterback of this caliber, you've got a receiver at high caliber as well. You see this time he's hitting Surratt. I have him a second or third round. There you go. There's a nice pass. You see the teams are playing. They're picking on some weak teams, it looks like here. Look at the score already. But good quarterback, good head on his shoulders. I do believe that he is someone that will benefit big time with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, he had that role last year, right? He had to have known in Atlanta when they brought in Penix that was going to be a role that Kirk Cousins was going to have as a mentor. Kirk Cousins played a lot of games. He keeps getting paid too, which is amazing. But you got to believe that the Raiders are paying Kirk Cousins this year to win some football games, all whilst training this next quarterback and molding Fernando Mendoza into someone that the Raiders can rely on for years to come. Obviously, they drafted Genty last year. So they've got the running back. They've made a lot of moves other than Kirk Cousins. They brought in Kobe Dean and Kwity Paye and Quay Walker. All starters on defense. I think that automatically improve your defense. And they paid, I believe he's the highest paid center in the league now, Tyler Linderbaum. And a lot of people say they overpaid for him and all that stuff. But listen, if you protect Kirk Cousins and Genty has one of his better years rushing in the league, money well spent. You got that leader at the center position, money well spent if you can protect your quarterback and have a leading rusher and win some football games. So a lot of people knocking them for paying Linderbaum. Pick is in. I'm betting it's Mendoza. Doug Augie also says, got to be Mendoza. I agree. The only thing I don't like about my setup here, guys that are watching, is that I got to do this. Boston right now, 16 minutes remain in the second period. The score is 0-0. As I speak, Boston scores a goal. Damn it. Ellen Lart says every team uses the full time for the first round, usually because they get added attention to their season situations. Yep. And they're also paying these pundits a lot of money to talk. So a fun game Jared's going to play when he gets on. He should be joining us shortly. I haven't got an update yet, but first round, NFL teams' best first round picks. And some of them are pretty obvious, guys. And some of them you can argue, right? So we'll go with every team. I want to give a shout out right now to Instagram. We've got a hell of a showing right now. Colton NV joined. Hit Factory has joined us. Finger Lakes Mafia, the Braden, Liz, Zaz, Casey Concepcion, he says. Rudy's Official Breaking the Tables podcast has joined. Well, Rudy's wonderful blue cheese. Thanks for joining, everyone. The Braden, Liz, Zaz says, who we taking first? Braden, I have 5 guys in mind. I didn't get to it in the pregame show that we had. But the guys I have in mind, I'll start off with a receiver. I don't think we're getting one, but Casey Concepcion, I really like the possibilities that he provides. CJ Allen, linebacker from Georgia. Caden McDonald, defensive tackle. I do like Lee Hunter. I think he's a second rounder, but I would not be ashamed if the Buffalo Bills went ahead and got that guy. And safety Dylan Thielemann. I can never say his name, but those are my guys if they're available. And edge, Cassius Howell, I do not mind. So there's 6. Well, thank you very much. I love how this happened. So that's another thing Stick to the Model does for you. That's one less button I have to push. Mendoza was picked by the Raiders. Thank you, Stick to the Model. For those of you who like doing mock drafts and all that stuff, for those of you who like to discover what restructuring contracts can do to your players, what extending them can do, what all those free agency offseason stuff you can do. If you sign up to Stick to the Model, they have wonderful things that they're doing there in regards to being able to play with people's rosters. You become the manager of the team and you can figure some stuff out. You ever sitting there wondering, I wonder how much money Josh Allen would give us if he restructured? Well, you can go to this thing, be the manager, restructure his deal, and it gives you a pretty damn close number. So it's good stuff. You wonder how people know all this information. They've got AI and all that stuff that are going on here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I do have a ticker. And you'll see 24/7 Buff Pandemonium's top 30 available. Again, fan first perspective show, guys. The list is my list. I have my thoughts on who's a better player. Again, Mendoza's the 5th best player in this class. But he's gone. He's gone. So you know what I'm gonna do? Just so we can keep it easy, I'll go ahead and take him off the list here. That way we know who's left. There we go. I like it. I like it. All right. We got our 30 going there. Mendoza's off the board, believe it or not. Raiders pick a quarterback. I pray to God they have better luck than they did last time they had a quarterback in the first round. For those of you who don't know the story of Mr. Jamarcus Russell, highly touted rookie. Raiders drafted him. You know, it sucks. Some people just don't have the mental fortitude to understand the situation that they're in and the work ethic to understand that you've got yourself an opportunity to make a life-changing career, especially being an NFL quarterback, and he didn't take advantage of that, unfortunately. So what Jared's going to do, guys, is he's going to bring us, when he gets here, the team's best first-round draft picks. And Raiders, who do we have for the Raiders? I made up a list. Who do I have as my Raiders? Okay, I have a list of Marcus Allen, Tim Brown, Gene Upshaw. Gene Upshaw never got to watch play, but you see highlights. You see that he's one of the best guards in the NFL, AFL. A lot of websites I checked do have him as the number one, but you can't argue against Marcus Allen or Tim Brown. You really can't. So if I'm to pick someone, never got to see Gene Upshaw play, but I did get to see Marcus Allen. I like the way he ran. He ran straight up and down. Played for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is fun, playing for a rival. But I got to go that way. I like Marcus Allen for sure. Jets are on the clock. You could see that this stick to the model. The community has Sonny Styles going. AI has Sonny Styles going. So before Sonny Styles gets picked, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I was going to play Sonny Styles' video. What I'll do is I'll play the video when they draft him. I got my video from the film room, guys, in the Mock Machine website. They have highlight videos of everyone, and you'll see if they pulled from YouTube or anything like that, you'll see that those whoever created the video would be recognized. So give them some credit. They've done a lot of work. They've done, I give people credit for YouTube creating videos. They do a good job. So who are the Jets happy about? The pick is in. Pick's been in. John Robert, what do you got, bud? David Bailey is next, is my guess. I have Arvell Reese. I also have David Bailey is my top. I also have the Jets. They lost Justin Fields. They signed Chukwuma Okafor. Defensive back Andre Cisco. Quarterback Geno Smith has returned. There's been a Geno Smith sighting that went to the Jets. David Bailey. Very good. Who guessed David Bailey? John Robert? Good job. So, David Bailey is picked. And I do want to... He's a Texas Tech edge. Let's see what he's got to offer. They're going to highlight him there. David Bailey. Quick off the edge, as you see. Very good, solid guy. Looks like they're running a 4-3 defense there. All right. There you go. Look at him push that tackle back. Granted, it's a Kent State tackle. We won't take anything from that. But my number 2 guy is off the list. Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles are the next 2 on my list. 2 guys from Ohio State, 2 guys that both ran for 640s. Amazing. But I like what I'm seeing here out of David Bailey. You see a 4-3. They got the 2 outside guys. Strong guy. All right. He looks like Deion Dawkins is going to be having to take care of him. Hopefully the experience and the long arms that Deion has is something that's going to take advantage of a rookie. But I did have the Jets needing edge, cornerback, and wide receiver. Looks like they went right away with that edge. Good for them. Let's go back to this. Stick to the model. All right, so Arizona's up. Arizona is one of those teams that a lot of people have us trading back with because Arizona owns like the 34th pick. I have on here, they released Kyler Murray. They signed Devin Duvernay, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. So they grabbed 2 wide receivers. They also signed Gardner Minshew, who's always been a quarterback to hold the ground until someone else comes in. They did grab Atlanta's Tyler Algier. Stole a whole bunch of touchdowns from me, from Bijan Robinson. So they did that. I have offensive line, edge, and quarterback. Offensive line, edge, and quarterback. I don't see them getting a quarterback here. I also don't see them getting an offensive line here. This is where I see Arvell Reese leaving us. There you go. 3rd pick, Arizona. I have Arvell Reese. Jared has best first-round draft picks that ever come out of Arizona. Let's see. I have Larry Fitzgerald. Would you agree? Those in the comments. Arizona Cardinals, their top first-round pick ever in NFL history. Got to be Larry Fitzgerald. What do you think? John Robert says next is Arvell Reese. I agree. Ellen Lart says Bailey put on the hat and smiled like Max Hairston. Hell yeah. Uncle Jamie has joined the group. What's up, Mafia? What's up, Uncle Jamie? Draft a Buckeye or trade down? Uncle Jamie, give us a few Buckeyes that you think will be available at 26. I'm listening. There's a lot of them in the first round here. Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Carnell Tate, and then you're going to drop back a little bit. I think the Buckeye he's referring to, which I'm all about, was Caden McDonald, defensive tackle, Tech 1 defensive tackle. Is that who you had in mind, Uncle James? By the way, I love this. Stick to the model. Has everything you need. You can click on the player here. It'll give you a breakdown. 20.6. He's a young edge rusher from Ohio State. He's number 1 ranked edge rusher. 6'4", 241, 4.46. Look at that 40. RAS score of a 10.0. That's the highest RAS score you can get. His metrics, bunch of green. 241 as an edge, not the biggest guy in the world. Short arms, it looks like. But look at these stats here. Tackles for loss, impressive. 112 tackles, impressive. Got 6.5 sacks last year, so that's the year. 10 tackles for loss. Not a bad pickup. Arizona, you can have them. Let's see who's quickest. I want to see how quick stick to the model is. Because the Cardinals pick is in. And it kind of takes the fun out of the game. You won't see me on social media today. Can't stand it. Use it for all our content. Use it to speak to the people, the Bills Mafia, the Fandemonium. Too many bad stories. But when it comes to football, when it comes to the draft, people Twitter out the draft pick before you even see him walk out on the podium. So that'll ruin it for you. Don't do it. Enjoy it when it happens. You got to understand, these guys' lives are changing forever. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. That's why I love the draft so much. I'm a Bills fan, 40 plus years. Big time. Biggest fan out there. Self-proclaimed. But you got to be excited for these guys. You got to be excited for competition, right? It's the only reason the game is played is for competition. You want your rivals to have a good team. As much as fun as it is to watch your team win the division year in and year out, I'm liking the fact that the Patriots are good. Kind of laughable that Miami and the Jets are doing what they're doing. But you need someone. You need someone in your division that's making it fun to hate. And the Patriots are quickly becoming that again, right? especially since the whole Vrabel thing. That's pretty funny. Not funny, but funny. Jeremiah Love. Wow. Okay. All right. I had Cardinals needing offensive line, edge, and quarterback. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'll say it probably a couple times today. You want to know why the Cardinals are picking third? It's because of dumb decisions like that. I love Jeremiah Love. He's being compared to Gibbs. He's being compared to Bijan Robinson. You got to put it up. You got to put up the numbers. Just bombs. I use these guys a lot. Check out these highlights. But come on. You gotta protect your quarterback. One that you don't have right now. Right now it's Gardner Minshew. This is exactly why teams pick this early often. Cardinals, there you go. You got to go after line. You got to address your offensive line. You got to protect your quarterback. It starts there. You know, you got to ask yourself in this draft, are you going to go after quarterback and force yourself to get a quarterback? Or are you going to build something to bring a quarterback into? That's, I guess, what you got to do, right? So right now it looks like the Cardinals are what? I don't think Marvin Harrison's happy there. There's been rumors of trading him all year. Look at him. Jeremiah Love. Beautiful. Good running back. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so loved watching him run. But you got to address your offensive line. I'm not sure what the Cardinals have done in regards to the offensive line. But Minshew is going to be running for his life, and so is their running back. We got the Titans up next. I actually had the Titans getting Jeremiah Love. The Titans this year signed KJ Osborne, Wan'Dale Robinson, brought in our quarterback Mitch Trubisky, defensive lineman John Franklin Myers, running back Michael Carter. They released Ladarius Sneed. They had a trade with the Jets for Jermaine Johnson. That's right. They got rid of Tavondre Sweat. And a trade with the Cowboys to bring defensive lineman Solomon Thomas. I have Titans need offensive firepower. That's all I wrote there. So let me go to my list here. And let me figure out who'd they take. Jeremiah Love is off the board. Who's my number one receiver on the board? Who's my number one offensive player on the board? That's got to be, okay. Titans need a line. Do the Titans need a line? The number one lineman right now would be Francis Mayoga. Look at that. Tennessee's number one. According to Stick to the Model, the community says Carnell Tate. AI model says Arvell Reese. Scott says offensive talent. I wouldn't be surprised if they traded back here, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think Tennessee was going to go, fan first perspective, this is just what I think, guys. Join the comments if you have anything else to say about it. I had them getting Jeremiah. So that's already a wrench thrown in there. Running backs, though. They're increasing their value again. They kind of plateaued a little bit as far as value, as far as money wise, right? Not importance of having a good running back. I'm talking about money. We signed our running back, right? James Cook. We signed James Cook to a well-deserved contract. Got the rushing title. There's 3 or 4 other running backs who are making more than him, ranging between 15 and 20 mil. Is this kind of obviously Jeremiah is a special kind of talent, but if we see, and again, I'm going to come over here because this website is pretty awesome. If we see someone like Jadarian Price, Mike Washington, 4.340, if any of these guys come off the board in the first round, you got to think that running back is making a name for itself again in the NFL. if you're willing to go in the first round and draft someone that you're going to have for 5 years, the value is proven. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. What's up, Alberto Rivera? Says, hey, everyone, go Bills. Can't go wrong with a Buckeye. I think everyone likes Caden McDonald. Ellen Lart says, sounds like Cards are taking best available athlete with regard to their own real needs. Yeah, well, they sure did. And Ellen, that's why they're picking top 5 every year. Jamie Norson believes it's going to be Tate. We shall see. Did anybody see the timing of this? I wasn't paying attention. Does my stick to the model, again, awesome website, guys. They do mock drafts. They also do a bunch of this stuff. Look at, if we believe it's going to be Tate, give me Tate. I can click on them and find some of these measurables. 6 foot, 292 pounds, 4'5", 340, not the fastest in the world, but you can get metrics as 40 time. Big hands for a wide receiver. Look at that. You can get his stats. They don't have his stats right there, but they got his career stats. Impressive, 77.9 catch percentage. Impressive. Very cool. Carnell Tate's gone. All right. Offensive weapon for Ward. Offensive weapon for Ward. Not a bad pick. Like I said, I thought that pick was going to be Jeremiah Love, but the Cardinals stole it. Titans draft their next wide receiver in Mr. Carnell Tate. And you best believe that your boy here has Carnell Tate highlights. Double coverage. Beautiful. Jamie Norson right on with Tate. Or did you see it before it came out? He said, told you. Goal! So we are watching hockey. Buffalo and Boston are tied at 1. 8 minutes left in the second. Ellen Lartz, Tate's wide receiver all 4 years. Best stats. There you go. There you go. If you guys pay attention to my ticker, 24/7 Buff Antimonium has their top 30 available. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles are still available. I am surprised we are at pick 5 now. Oh, man. I got a bunch of Giants friends. They got rid of their first rounder, or they traded Sexy Dexy Lawrence to the Bengals for a first round pick. They signed guard Daniel Fowler, wide receiver Darnell Mooney, linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, ex-Buffalo Bill, and Anthony Johnson, defensive back. I have the team needs as offensive talent. I think the 2 most talented guys on offense are gone. Defensive line and defensive back. However, 2 of the best defensive linemen, 2 of the best defenders in the draft are still available. Hell, even here they have 3. What's my list say? Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, all available. I'm doing double duty here. Giants. Jared has NFL teams with best first-round draft picks. It's hard-pressed not to say Lawrence Taylor is the best draft pick ever in the first round. Would you all agree? Good old Lawrence Taylor. Awesome. Stick to the model. Has Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. AI also has Mansour Delane. It looks like the Giants' top priorities are wide receiver, guard, then corner. I have offensive talent, defensive line, defensive back. So if I'm going by my list, offensive talent, defensive line, defensive back, I'm going Caleb Downs. Safety. That's where I'm going. What do you think, Bills fans? This is an exciting draft. The pick is in. We are at 8:30. We are half an hour into the draft. We are already on pick 5. Part of the Buff Fan Base Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts, sponsored by Otis and Lisa, sponsored by Dirty Jacks, sponsored by Trails End. It's a beautiful year for 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. We have yearly sponsors, which is a beautiful thing. You guys will see some commercials. We'll give a little tidbits about these places. But Otis, Lisa's, and Dirty Jacks are located in the Phelps area, Finger Lakes area. They support us. We support them. We are local to the Phelps area. And anytime you can spread the love within that community, you do it. Out in Dresden, a little out further towards Penny Ann, where my brother lives, is Trails End. Wonderful eatery. Haven't been there yet, but the breakfast burrito is something amazing. Go to their website. Hell, if you're staying up all night like I am and you're going to drink a couple and you need some good food for a hangover, hit them up. Buff Fan Base, they're on social media platforms, almost 180,000 strong there on X. And we're all sponsored by 26 Shirts as well. Got a bunch of shows, shows. All have different opinions, so if you can dip your toes in every one of them, pick your favorite. But we have about 5 or 6 shows there on the Buff Fan Base Network. We are the K-Gun Report. We go live every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday, starting now until the end of the season. And we also have Sunday Sessions, Buff Fan Base's official pregame football show. We go on an hour and a half before the game, give our final thoughts, actives and inactives. It's fun. We have a drink, and we enjoy that time. Join us 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, all social media platforms. Am I keeping up with this, guys? It is. Okay. So the Giants are taking their time. I personally believe it should be Caleb Downs. Special shout out to the 1,276 of you guys following us live. Wouldn't be here without you, and we've dedicated these shows to you guys. We wouldn't be here without you. My son, who was going to be out here with me so he can watch the Sabres back there, I told him that the TVs wouldn't be on sound. He wanted to come out here and enjoy the draft with me, but we're doing a show, and when I told him there's going to be no volume, he's like, "Can I just watch it inside?" I was like, "Yeah, bud. Keep me posted on what happened." So he just texted me, "Daddy, Buffalo tied the game with Boston 1-1. Very cool. Very cool. Wow. So things have been mixed up. Things have been twisted a little bit as far as I'm concerned. Did not expect Jeremiah Love to go to the Cardinals. Did not expect the Titans to pick Carnell Tate because I expected the Cardinals or the Titans to actually go with Jeremiah Love, which is very interesting. Kind of mix things up a little bit because obviously now I think everybody's been bumped up one. I did not expect Arval Reese or Sonny Styles to still be available, but here we are. It'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But the Giants pick has been in for a while. Oh, that's why. That's why. We got Giants, Cleveland next, Washington Commanders after that. The Boston Buffalo game is tied 1-1, 5.5 minutes left in the second period. I admit I stopped watching hockey a long time ago. Afina Ganoff, I remember for the Sabres is when I watched them last, Hasek, the goalie. Just busy. And college happened, and then obviously being dedicated to the K-Gun Report 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, you put a lot of time into football. But now that playoffs are back in Buffalo, you can't help but root for the Sabres. And plus, you love to see your Buffalo Bills talking about these guys too. So congrats to them for making the playoffs. Hell of a drought. Us Bills fans know what that's all about. Playoff hockey. Arval Reese is gone. There it is. All right. So my number one player on the boards are off. That is a potent Giants edge, as far as I'm concerned. That's going to be dangerous. I will pull up Reese highlights here. You'll see exactly why I say it's dangerous. Arvell Reese, linebacker, Ohio State. You'll see him highlighted. Fills the gaps. Wow, puts a helmet on someone. Man. Looks like he's pushing that guard. Constantly moving. Good ball awareness. Again, it ran a 4.46 40. And it looks like there he stunted a little bit. Looks like he saw that someone didn't go out. Yeah. Good job, Giants. You got yourself a good player. Now, the interesting fact, we didn't get to it. We did not get to it in the pregame. I wanted to talk about one of the biggest hot topics was the Giants getting rid of Dexter Lawrence, getting a 5th and 10th round pick total. I'm not sure which one came from the Bengals. But what they were going to do with that, I have a bunch of Giants friends. They like the fact that to grab an Ohio State player. Caleb Downs was one of those guys. And the fact that Styles and Reese were both available, they went with Arvell Reese, obviously, and we'll see where Caleb Downs goes to. But I also see them getting a wide receiver. If anybody is going to take Jordan Tyson, a wide receiver, Arizona, injury prone, many times I've seen the Giants taking him at 10. He's also someone that could fall because of those injuries. So it'll be very interesting to see what that's going to be all about. Jamie says, I'm donating a shirt next week. Justin had some family issues. Yes, a shirt that shows Josh Allen. It's not X-rated. It's R-rated. It's a fun shirt. We'll be donating it for a giveaway. Barnaby was my favorite since Jamie. Oh, shit. Cleveland just traded to Kansas City. Oh, damn it. So let's make this happen. Let's see how on the fly I can do this, right? So I'm going to go to my Stick to the Model website here, guys, and we're gonna share the tab here. I'm going to make a trade. Let's see if it lets me. And do we know what they gave up? You know what? They're probably going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Stick to the Model has been doing everything for me, which is beautiful. It makes it so I don't have to push the buttons. So let's see if they do it. Who did Kansas City come up and get? I have the Kansas City Chiefs. They signed Kyle Elam, an ex-Buffalo Bill. Didn't make it there. Didn't make it to the Cowboys. Amari DeMarcado, running back from Arizona. Kenneth Walker. Obviously, they grabbed Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP. I thought that was a great pickup for them. They released false start Jawan Taylor. I had CB, edge, wide receiver, and offensive line. CB, edge, wide receiver, and offensive line. So, who are the Chiefs going to get? The only edge I have is Ruben Bain. Mansour Delane, I have as a cornerback. And you know, your boy there, Mahomes, got hurt. The best offensive lineman is still available in Francis Mwagwa from Miami. Let's see his tangible. 6'5", 329. A RAS score, which is basically an athletic score, guys. 8.8. That's a wonderful score. Metrics, bench, strong. Where is it? Man, it's a big boy. 20, so he'll be 21 when the season starts. Interesting. But I'm betting they want to protect. They got rid of Jawan Taylor, right? So I'm thinking they want to protect Mahomes. We don't know when Mahomes is coming back. Justin Fields is there. You want to protect the quarterback regardless, right? Grab that tackle. Grab the tackle. I had them actually potentially getting Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon tight end, if they stayed right where they were. Mansour Delane. Okay. All right. So they're fixing their defensive backfield issues. Mansour Delane. On mine, I have him as the best corner available. So looks like they were wanting to get rid of that corner or make up for their loss of the corner. He's my 10th overall on my power list here. I'll take him off. We'll save that and go ahead and do that, and we'll have my tracker going again. Very good. Okay. Well, I'm glad I think they need offensive help. So it'll be interesting to see how they address that later on in the draft. Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. Just Bombs Productions is showing this video here. Let's see what we got. Thinner guy, LSU. Kansas City. NFL team's best first-round draft picks. Let's see here. Chiefs. Where do I have the Chiefs? I had Derek Thomas, I believe. Yep, Derek Thomas. Pat Mahomes, obviously one of the other choices. I don't like Pat, so I'm going with Derek. You see Mansour Delane there. Who are they playing? I like to, when I do my scouting, I like to see what teams are playing. So when I see an interception against, who's that? Don't know. Came out of his zone, recognized the pass. Cornerback receiver went down in the slots over here, and he drifted to where the next highest guy up was. Boom. Smart. Cover 3. All right. Chiefs have done a very good job. Chiefs have done a very good job in their draft as far as corners go. Trent McDuffie. They've done a good job. And I'll be pissed off, I'll be honest with you guys, if they turn Kaiir Elam into a formidable defensive back. Bills had him. Bust. Traded him to the Cowboys. Bust. And now that he's playing with the Chiefs, we hope that he busts just as bad. But we saw it here. The Chiefs trade with the Browns. I wonder what they got for it. But they trade with the Browns. They come up 4 spots, I believe it is. 4 spots. We'll come back to this. All right. Commanders are up. Stick to the Model has Commanders, the best lineman available, Francis Moaga. The AI has Ruben Bain. I haven't been paying attention who's been more accurate. I will tell you, one of my best friends, Josh Davies, is a Commanders fan. Haven't talked to him in a bit, so I didn't get his take on this. But I have Commanders this year. Signed Dyami Brown, Vance Jefferson, Treylon Burks, defensive tackle, Tim Settle, Chig Aquino is a tight end, Andrew Wiley tackle, released Marshawn Lattimore, and center Tyler Bladaz. Team needs best available defensive player, offensive line, and wide receiver. So who's our best available defensive player up here? Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain. What do you got, Mafia? What do you got, Bills Mafia? Jamie, Uncle Jamie, I appreciate it. I got to say, you're doing this all by yourself and doing a great job. Thanks, buddy. I have a blast doing this. Draft time was one of my favorite times. And obviously, I would love for Swank and Jared to be here. Jared will be joining us shortly. But you can't be hanging around in the living room, drinking beers and eating pizza together, and all of us taking turns talking. But I rest my voice today. I've done a lot of research over the past couple months. Love doing this part of it. Again, for me, it's not just a Bills draft pick. It's the lives changing for everyone. that gets picked in the first round, because football is all about competition, and you can't hate on everybody that gets drafted to a different team. Congratulate them and be excited for that. Sonny Styles is gone. Just what I figured, best defensive guy available. Sonny Styles is no longer on the list, guys. He would have been my top available player. Right now, it's Ruben Bain Jr., who is my top available player. So the Saints are on the board. Which means it's time to share this Styles highlight. Linebacker, Ohio State. Now, Arvell Reese was just taken. You see Styles dropping back into the zone. Boom. Sure tackler. Good job. It was fun watching these guys in the combine, Styles and Reese. They obviously worked out together as linebackers. Definitely hold each other accountable. Watching them run the 40, it was funny because I believe Reese may have got the slower time after the first run. Styles got the 4.6, and he was cheering on Reese, and Reese ended up getting the same exact running time. So it's fun to watch those guys keep each other accountable and competitive. But now they're playing on different teams. They'll never see each other because they both play defense. But I'm liking what I see in Styles. He is someone that I knew wouldn't fall to the Buffalo Bills. He is someone that was definitely ranked high as far as linebackers. Dropping back in his zone in the flats. Recognition of the tight end. Very good. Very good. Good defender. Commanders got a good defender there. Like I said, my needs for the Commanders was best available defensive player, and he was the best available on my list. Enough of those highlights. Very impressive. I like what I see. All right. The Saints are on the clock. Who'd you all have for the Saints? Off-season, ready? They signed Zach Wilson, quarterback. They took David Edwards from the Buffalo Bills as their offensive lineman. Caden Ellis, a linebacker. I believe he came from Denver. Noah Fant, tight end. And Dylan Rendu's guard. I have the Saints needing a wide receiver, an edge, and a corner. Edge is Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain might fall short. I believe he has shorter arms. Let's go here. Let's go to his metrics. Yep. Shorter arms. That may be detrimental to his draft stock. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. So if we're going Saints, wide receiver, edge, and CB, the number one wide receiver still available. Nope, he's gone. The number two available would be Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson, depending on if you believe that his injury will no longer be an issue. Saints, it looks like if you look down at the community, guys, that's what the fans have drafted over these mock drafts. Mekhi Lemon is the go. An AI model, I think, is going to have Ruben Bain there until someone takes him. I think I'm going to agree. I think I'm going to go Mekhi Lemon. I do have wide receiver as their number one spot. And to go off what Jared created for the team's number one first-round draft picks ever, where do I have the Saints? Oh, I remember this guy. This guy's career ended about the same time I started watching football. Offensive lineman, William Roaf, Hall of Famer. Obviously, you can't beat that. Kamara is a great pick, but Roaf he did the offensive line thing for so long. A lot of all pros, a lot of Pro Bowls. Definitely have to go with that. Again, a guy I didn't watch much, but you saw enough highlights as I became a fan of football to know that he was something else. It says the pick is in. Jamie says safety and linebacker. There you go. And, of course, every time I look – oh, never mind. That was a highlight. Okay. It looks like the second period is over with for the Boston Bruins and Buffalo Sabres game. If anyone could tell me the score, I'm not seeing it up on the board. Holler at your boy. What's the score of that game? Who you guys got the Saints getting here? Shout out to the 1,288 people watching live. That's awesome. Shout out to my people at work. I know my buddy Jose's got what's up, Jose? He's got the draft going probably, and he's got the K-Gun report going, I hope. You promised me, man. You promised me. 1-1. Let's see. who the Saints getting. We got some silence here, so Jared will be joining us shortly. He's got the link, so just waiting. His little guy plays lacrosse. They got sports. He's got 4 kids, just like I do. Busy. Yeah, there's Jose. Speaking of the devil, Jake's going to do something here. I don't think they needed the trade for that. I agree, Jose. But they did, and I don't mind them doing weird things like that. If anybody could throw it out there, what did the Chiefs give up to move up? Hopefully they gave up a lot. You never know. Officials are brutal. Doug Augie. Yep, they sure are. Share in the comments what you guys are drinking tonight. I'm drinking Jim Beam. I definitely want to hit up the Instagram. I apologize for Instagram people. We have an amazing following tonight on Instagram. They have yet to figure out how to put your comments live on this live stream. So I apologize for that. We'll get you there someday. Chris Farrar, Otis and Lisa's, who's a sponsor. Thanks for joining. Jim Stevens, Mafia Mutts. What's up? Will Pelalier, Roger 1778, CT Foltz, and John ZP joined. You know what else this does? It's pretty cool. I could do this. Your comments are coming up regardless. I like that. That's a nice little feature. Hey, Doug, since you're with us, I'm going to click on the 3, okay? There's the regular for the comments. There's the tall. And there's, the wide's not good. I think regular. Never mind, Doug. I think I answered my own question. We'll keep that up there. It's not interfering with the players. Love it. So since we're doing this and they want to go to a commercial break, I want to tell you a little bit about our social media. If you haven't already.
Nice throw, Josh. Join 24/7 Buff Fandemonium on all social media platforms. Go Bills.
Good job, Jared. Yes, we've been a group now for a little over 7 years. The social media pages started our cousin Justin, real estate guy, was in the military. God bless America. Thanks for all that have served in all categories. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. We got a bunch of friends and family in the service. One of our favorite OGs, Buffalo Spartan and Corey, are of the service. So they're right now at the draft, enjoying themselves. Have fun, fellas. But he said, yeah, I started a website. I started a Facebook page group. Can't keep up with it. You guys want to do it up? And it was a Bills Mafia one. We got creative, came up with 24/7 Bills Fandemonium, and then we changed it to Buff Fandemonium for copyright stuff. And then one of our buddies, Justin Swank, loved the Buffalo Bills. We would talk at bars till 3 o'clock in the morning about the Buffalo Bills. And Jared and I wanted to do a podcast. And Swank had already been, I was going to say they have Kansas City there, but that's not Kansas City. That's Cleveland's pick. Jordan Tyson gone. Wow. Okay. Surprise. Let me continue the story. We talk Bills football all the time. So a guy that was tech savvy, we knew was in a band, Endless Mountain Derelicts, play Endless Mountain Mondays every Monday, and they're hitting up the Finger Lakes area wherever they go. Hit them up. Great music, country rock. From the hill. It's a combination of all this stuff. Swang bangs hard, man. And I tell you, wrong choice of words, but it is what it is. We asked him, hey, we're going to start doing a podcast. And he jumped on board. We already knew we had a good relationship with him. We already knew that the banter back and forth of Bills talk was there. And we took advantage of his knowledge of the Buffalo Bills and his knowledge of tech stuff. And it was a marriage that we're enjoying 7 years later. We got the Kagan Report that goes live every Tuesday, 8:30. And we also now have a pregame show, all official part of the Buff Fan Base Network, that we do a pregame show, Sunday sessions. Jordan Tyson, very interesting. Went a lot earlier than I thought he would. He's from Arizona. Injury aside, Bills fans, if he didn't suffer from many injuries, he would have been a receiver that would have easily gone top 5. Mock drafts had him going top 10. Many more had him going late because of his injury history. Saints felt the need for a wide receiver. Very good, Saints. You got yourself a wide receiver. I'm going to show you a highlight film of Mr. Jordan Tyson. Goes up and gets it. Oh, nice athletic ability. Again, played for Arizona State. Good-sized kid. I'm surprised he went before Mekhi Lemon. But this should be interesting as far as how this draft further goes on. We always see a wide receiver start to be taken. It seems to be that one position that once someone starts taking a wide receiver, then everyone else starts to panic. In draft wide receivers. So I have 2 receivers that are still better than him, only because they're more reliable. Best ability is availability. But if he could stay healthy, they got themselves a winner there from Arizona State. Jordan Tyson. Very cool. Who's up next? It said Kansas City on my thing, but I know Cleveland traded. But Corey, what's up, man? I like to see the comments down there. Miami better not get a Buckeye from Jamie. Corey says, what's up, brother? What's up, Corey? The draft is amazing. Jamie Norson says, weird pick. I agree 100%. Bailey put on a hat and smiled. Yep, I saw that comment earlier. Thanks, Ellen. Miami, Jamie, we already read the comments, but let's get them big up there. How cool is that? What's up, brother? What's up, Corey? Hood Mafia, I think that's his new name. Uncle Jamie, I agree. It is a weird pick. But impressive highlights. Again, Jordan Tyson is someone that, if he can remain healthy, oh my gosh, he'll be dangerous. Now we got to ask ourselves, who's going to be the quarterback there? How? I'm not asking how. I'm saying his name. Zach Wilson's there now. Big time interesting to see how they play this one out. Big time interesting. So since the Saints just picked, we said William Rowe, Jared, we're playing this game. Cleveland is up now. Don't let the screen fool you. Cleveland is up. Hold on. My TV just went boogers here. Okay, the Browns pick is in. And before the Browns gave up their pick, they brought in Titus Howard, a tackle. They traded that for Houston. They signed Zion Johnson, a guard, and linebacker Quincy Williams from the Jets. I have their biggest need being offensive line, wide receiver, and corner. I'm guessing they were willing to trade because I don't know why they were willing to trade. Offensive line. I don't know what they're going to go here. I'd be hard-pressed. That offensive lineman's still there. They probably felt that Francis Maguire would be available still. Oh, but they took Spencer Fano. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and take him off my Fano. I had a very close, as you'll see in my tracker, I had Spencer Maguire tackle, and then Fano was my 11th guy on the list. So there that is. Obviously, you rank your tackles, but you got to pick the guy that fits your scheme the best. Fano. Apparently, the Browns think that Fano fits their scheme the best. Interesting enough, I don't think he's been to any massage parlors or have beaten anyone. I'm not taking that lightly. I'm just saying Browns are trash when it comes to bringing those guys in. But it is what it is. Here's some Fano highlights. You'll see he's the offensive tackle for Utah, and they're going to continue. There he is, pulling to the outside, getting in front of the safety and the linebacker. Looks like he plays to the whistle. Chip block. Yep. Second level guy. Boom. There you go. It's pretty quick. On to the second level. Drives his feet. Pancake block. I love it. I love it. Cleveland needs someone like that. We all know Cleveland lost Wyatt Teller, a Buffalo Bills guy that we saw leave. We're sad to see him go and then be so successful in Cleveland. Cheers, everyone. So they obviously had to replace him. And not only that, but they were able to steal something from the Chiefs in order to have to back up and move back like that. So I've still yet to see what they got from the Chiefs, but I'm glad the Chiefs had to give something for a move I believe the Chiefs could have gotten, stay and put it where they were. So good pick. That's a good pick from Cleveland. Hate Cleveland, but a good pick nonetheless. We're going to go back to our stick to the model. And for those of you who don't know, I am using stick to the model. Their mock draft. They do mock drafts. During the offseason, you can be the manager and start restructuring deals and all that stuff. And the numbers they come up with when you hit restructure for these players is pretty damn accurate. So they have a pretty good model. As far as their mock draft, I love it because we're watching live and the picks are coming in as they're coming in. Wow, the Giants already picked. Okay, it's happening fast. But yeah, as they come in, but you can also click on some of these guys and it gives you their information and all that stuff. Giants went with line. I love it. Speaking with a bunch of my Giants fans, I honestly don't think line was a conversation, but with Dart as your quarterback, with his injuries, I feel that line was necessary. It's not the prettiest pick, but they utilized trading Dexter Lawrence, and they used their picks to not only grab an offensive lineman that can start right away and protect, but they got an edge rusher that can cause some damage. So now Miami's on the board. Miami traded away Jalen Waddle. They lost Tyreek Hill. They signed Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver, Tutu Atwell from the Rams. They signed quarterback Malik Willis because Tua no longer plays there. We got Bradley Chubb from them. They lost their tackle Liam Eichenberg and another wide receiver in Nick Westbrook-Akun. My team needs our wide receiver, cornerback, edge, and tight end. And right now, Mekhi Lemon is available. Right now, if you look at the community, they have Mekhi Lemon, and AI model says Ruben Bain Jr. Again, I think AI has Ruben Bain slipping, so they're going to have him there all the time. But the Mekhi Lemon pickup makes the most sense to me. It's a fire. It's a trash fire. It's a garbage fire there. They cleaned house and they got a lot of improvement to do. Okay, this just in. Cowboys now have Miami's pick. I don't believe if I mentioned it in the beginning of the show. It was one of my conversations to talk about, but I believe this draft will be probably one of the most trades in a draft you'll ever see. I think that there's only about 15, 16, 17 players that have a round one grade, meaning more teams will bounce up in the top 15 to get those players, and then more teams will bounce back after 20 to get out of the round to see who else to come in. So I think you're going to see a lot of trades. Cowboys are now on, even though it still says Miami. It says their pick is in. Let's see who I have for Cowboys. They traded for Rashawn Gary from Green Bay for defensive lineman. They released their linebacker, Logan Wilson. So if you all know the Cowboys, it's all about that middle linebacker. Great history. I don't know why they would trade up. I don't see the middle linebacker that they would need to trade up for. Let's go here. Middle linebacker. CJ Allen's available. That's a stretch. That's a reach. Interesting. I also have edge. Bain is the edge. This might be where Bain finally goes. Interesting. So, Jamie, you're saying I didn't know Miami had the 11th and 12th pick. To be honest with you, the Cowboys just traded spots with Miami. So the Cowboys had to think that Miami was going to grab Mekhi Lemon and wanted to get ahead of it, or Ruben Bain. It's funny. I find it drives me nuts when you see these teams trade one spot. It'd be interesting to see what they gave up for it. Can you imagine? Very interesting. So those are the linebackers available. Mekhi Lemon, Kevin Concepcion, KC, Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper are still available for wide receiver. Caleb Downs, a safety, Ruben Bain. It'd be interesting to see here. Dallas Cowboys, dangerous tight end still available in Kenyon Sadiq. I believe it'd be a little early for him at this point, considering I thought Kansas City was going to draft him to be Kelsey's backup until Kelsey retired. But one spot, interesting, and the pick is in, but they're at commercial break. We'll go to a commercial break. Commercial break sponsored by our sponsor.
Right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, Phelps, New York. Two local favorites are bringing people together. Edos and Lisa, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes' finest wings, fresh made pizza, and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back for. Then just down the road, step into Dirty Jack's Tavern, a true local hangout. Cold local beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks. It's about community, connection, and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something local.
And just like that, we're back. Otis and Lisa's, Dirty Jacks, wonderful sponsor year-round this year. We also have another sponsored, Trails End eatery place there in Dresden. There's a place in Dresden where the air smells like Sunday morning, fresh bread, sizzling bacon, and coffee that could wake you with a smile. At Trails End Restaurant, comfort food isn't just a menu item, it's a promise. Hearty, home-style meals made with fresh quality ingredients, pies made that very morning, and folks who greet you like a family, even if it's your first time through the door. Stop by Trails End Restaurant today, Route 14, Main Street, Dresden, because sometimes the best trails lead you home. My best trail leads me to my belly. You feed me, I'm happy. That's just the way it is. All right. Oh, okay. So the Cowboys went ahead and drafted Caleb Downs. Pardon me for clearing my throat. I went to the bathroom. I came in and Tuck. The Buffalo Sabres are up 2-1, third period. Tuck with the goal. Awesome. I'll probably get a text from my son saying, "Hey, Dad, Tuck scored." Caleb Downs, number one safety is off the list. I had him at number 7 as my power spot. Reuben Bain Jr. continues to fall. Now, guys, he's a Miami Hurricane. The Buffalo Bills have drafted Miami Hurricanes in the past. If Reuben Bain falls that far, do you think the Bills should grab him? I don't see it happening. His short arm, small hands, all that stuff will be a concern. That's probably why he's dropping. But there's got to be a reason he's fallen. And I think his measurables are probably that. As you know, I'm showing highlights of all these guys that come in. This is Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. You see they're playing Akron. I hate it. I hate seeing highlights against teams that aren't that good. Caleb Downs coming in, showing some pressure. Wow. He came firing out of there. Western Michigan. But a good tackler, open field, committed, came down, filled the box. Good coverage using the up arm to knock the ball down, helps prevent pass interference, and helps you keep that arm on the back for leverage. You hide that arm, you're not going to get called open field tackle. Very good. Dale's got themselves a good one. Couple Dale's fans. What's up, Brian Kenny? All my buddies are out playing golf down south. 3 days, 72 holes, I believe. I was going to give them the link to join the show, but they'd be on their phone in a bar that's loud, and all my friends are fans of different teams, so they're all probably getting into the sauce. And I spared you guys the pain of seeing my friends on a cell phone trying to make sense of what I'm saying and us trying to make sense of them. Love you guys. Hope you're having fun. Congrats. There you go. A friend of mine, Kerry Wilson, is also a Cowboys fan. You got yourself a good safety there, guys. So enjoy. Let's see here. Enough of the highlights. Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State, goes to the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's bring this tab back. Now it says the Cowboys, but the Dolphins are actually on the board. Dallas Cowboys, Jared's still not here. He's probably figuring give me the show myself. Cowboys best draft pick. There's a lot of them. They did a lot of nasty work in the 60s and 70s, but you got to give it to by far one of the best running backs in the NFL, Emmitt Smith. That's who I have. Jared got someone else. You can come on and argue it. That's who I got. Dolphins. Top pick, first round. Dolphins. Again, a lot of them. I'm a quarterback guy. I'm going Dan Marino. He's my guy. Dolphins traded away Jalen Waddle. We already mentioned that. I already went through that. But they also got lost Tyreek Hill. They lost Nick Westbrook. They did sign Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell. Tutu Atwell is a good wide receiver out of the Rams. It was a nice possession-type wide receiver. They lost Tua, brought in Malik, and I believe they brought in Malik Willis. Not a lot of film on him. He did substitute for Love in Green Bay and was very impressive enough to earn himself a contract. But I think the Dolphins were smart in getting a quarterback that's mobile, because the reason Dolphins always pick in the top 10 is because they don't really draft that well, and they need to address the offensive line, which I believe they should now. Jared said he's been in the waiting room for 10 minutes. Have you?
Yep.
No, you haven't. Lying. Liar. What's up, brother? I like your hat.
Hey, bro, I like your hat. Looking good, sounding good.
For those of you who don't know, you're not seeing double. You are seeing my twin brother joining us.
Do you want me to stay, or are you good? You
No,
good
I want
from
you to
here on out? Okay.
I want you to stay. You can actually, when you have a second, do the draft picks, top draft picks, and just join in the conversation.
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
can fly them out there.
I do want to throw this out, Jared. I am using Stick to the Model, that's just doing wonderful because they're making the picks for me. I don't have to click any buttons, which is beautiful.
Nice.
I was just talking shit about the Dolphins not ever addressing the offensive line, and what do you think they just did?
Not draft an offensive lineman.
They drafted an offensive lineman.
Oh, there you go.
So good.
Well,
for
sorry for coming in late. You know, things get crazy here every once in a while. You know how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott and I have been talking about how we're going to make this work all week, and um, kids practices were here and there, and Scott's like, maybe we were talking about it, and Scott's like, nope, show must go on. I'm going to show up. Just come in when you can. And here we are. A little later than I planned, but that's how it is, I guess. And we're here now.
There you go. Jared, I have Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle that Miami just took, as my 27th power ranking. So many would say that was a reach. Might very well be, but obviously, if he's able to protect the quarterback and open holes for A-Chain, as we all say, that's the proof is there. If it works, it works.
A-Chain's waiting for a new contract to be signed, I think, isn't he?
Yep. So
Who's
yeah,
on the
Jared, you
clock?
see I'm using Stick to the Model. It's one that I've been using quite a bit. I love it because it gives you a bunch of options. They've been filling out information for me as I go, but I'm
Okay.
also using the mock machine over here. And I don't know if you've been watching the show, but it has highlights, and I'm able to
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
highlights of play.
I've seen you doing it, bro. Looks good.
So
Looks
this
good.
one is a YouTube from at NFL Film Room. Give them credit. But we got ourselves an Alabama tackle.
Yeah,
Jared, who
big
do you got?
school.
Do you have like a list of 4 or 5 guys that you think the Bills must draft if they're there, and if they're not there, then go ahead and trade out?
So over the years of doing this, I've realized that after the third or fourth pick, everything gets thrown out the window for me. So through the mock drafts that I've done so far this year, I stay at 26. I haven't traded back or up. And usually there's not anybody there besides Caden McDonald that I would take. Boston receiver. Boston's been there a couple times. I don't know if that's what we want to go for first as receiver. I think we should look for linebacker or defensive line. But I just have to see what's around. There's a wish list, but I have to see what's around that 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th pick, the 8 around that 26 to even begin to think about what's going on.
I mean, I'm with you on that. I think the biggest example for me would have been the Dalton Kincaid pick. Did not expect him to be there when the Buffalo Bills were picking. Actually, they traded up for him. But yeah, around 4 or 5 spots near where we are, and you see some people still available, your wish list may change a little bit.
Yep.
Because reality sets in. We do all these mock drafts, and not everybody's going to be where we think they are. And when someone falls, quote unquote, it's nice to see that they're an option.
Yep.
Getting some love, Jerry.
Hey guys.
Doug Augie says, Gerard, what up?
Yeah. What's up, Doug?
Uncle
I
Jamie
can't wait
says,
to see you in September
bro?
this year, buddy.
Uncle Jamie says, what's up? And give me a lineman or a weapon. It's going to be a while. What are you drinking?
A little bit of ginger ale.
Ginger ale. Okay.
And Jack
All right.
Daniels.
What do you got in the ginger ale?
Maybe a little bit of Jack.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Scott, I got one for you really quick.
Yep.
Who's on deck here? Dallas?
Okay. So you can see the screen, right? The Rams are on deck. The pick is in. Right now, Jared, what I love about this site is it tells you what the community picks. So based on what people have done mock drafts have picked, which is Mekhi Lemon, who's the number 2 receiver on my board, and an AI actually has Mekhi Lemon going too. Obviously with the problems with who's their receiver there? That big stud, number 12. He went into rehab just recently and was released. Help me out in the comments, fans. But I have them getting receiver as well. They signed Jalen Watson, and offensive lineman retired. So OT, wide receiver, or linebacker.
So the receiver that just went in, Rams, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I have our lads. Do you have our lads up by any chance?
Nope.
Oh, got it. The receivers that they have is Puka. Puka's probably not
Puka.
the one you're talking. Is it
Yep.
him?
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious, Puka.
Yep. Puka Nacua.
So Scott, the Rams, top first draft picks. You got to pick the best one. We'll debate it. We got Aaron Donald, Merlin Elcio, Orlando Pace, Jack Youngblood, Eric Dickerson, or Torrey Holt.
They got a bunch.
More, Jared Goff and Gurley. Remember Gurley, the running back?
Yeah, the running back.
If you were to pick one, who are you going with?
I got to go with a rushing title guy that set the record for most rushing yards in the season back then. Eric Dickerson.
Ooh, yeah, I would. He was a threat. He was a threat, and then he got a weird trade to the Colts, and then he ran to the Colts, and he ran all over everybody when he was there too. I'm gonna have to go with Aaron Donald. I think I disagree with you. I think Aaron Donald has a NFL football championship under his belt,
Right.
so I think that adds a little bit to the purse there. Yeah, Dickerson, he was different. He was one of those guys who ran. You watch him run, and he glided so well. It didn't look like he was running fast until he was going by people.
Right. He was one of those. We talked about the Chiefs earlier, or the Raiders earlier, Jared, and I picked out of all the guys, Marcus Allen. He was another one of those running backs that was upright when he ran. Those
Yep.
guys, when they run and they got that track pedigree where they ran track, they just glide once they get through the hole, and it's amazing to watch. Ryan Thomas, RT from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. What's up, RT? Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what's up with RT. RT is not too happy with this draft class. I'm going to tell you that. I don't think he's too excited about this draft this year because of the comments or the overtaking of many people saying it's not a good class. And I think he's fitting in that mold. So RT, you still feel that way? I know you felt that way this morning, but are you still feeling a little about this draft?
My question to RT and anybody that's listening: do you have a group of people, like I have 5, right? That are, if they're still available, pick them. And I include Casey Concepcion as in one of them, even though I don't want a wide receiver. Ryan Thomas, out of your whoever you are giving a first round grade to, are they still available? Is there a bunch of them still available? And Jared, I've been keeping the fans updated. I'm sure they're watching. If they don't have TVs and they're watching the draft, the Buffalo Sabres are up 2-1 with 7
Nice.
minutes left in the third period.
Nice. Let's go, Buffalo.
Mhm.
Let's go. Yeah, Scott, those Raiders have some good draft picks too. Jamarcus Russell, Khalil Mack, Gene Upshaw, Charles Woodson, and Marcus Allen.
You say
I would-
Jamarcus Russell?
Yep.
No.
I would have to go with Marcus Allen with you, so I agree with you on that one.
Wait. Jamarcus was a first round pick, but he was not one of their top. Just so
That's
you
what-
know.
I know.
Remember, he
I
didn't
know.
play. He didn't play.
Yeah, he played a couple seasons, a little bit, but he didn't really take off. But that was one of the websites that I checked out had those guys up there. Some of them were kind of some of them weren't. Some of them we'll get to a later talk about, like the John Elway and the Eli Mannings and stuff like that, who were picked by a team but actually played for different teams. But we'll get there eventually.
All right. Well, the Rams just picked Jared. Apparently, they're looking for Stafford's replacement. I wanted to talk about quarterbacks this year. I thought only one would possibly go in the first round unless someone traded up within the 25th, 26th, 27th pick to grab Ty Simpson. But Rams just beat everybody to it by like 10 picks. Ty Simpson, Alabama. Many mocks had him going in the second round. Has been drafted by the Rams, which is going to throw everything up in the air because the Jets, the Cardinals, the teams that wanted quarterbacks that would come in and grab him. Now, what you going to do? Shocking pick for me. Big time shocking pick. Went a lot higher than I expected. But damn.
Who'd you expect them to go for?
I wanted the Rams. Who'd I have for them?
Did you say receiver?
I had offensive line or receiver.
All right.
Yep, I had Mekhi Lemon or Lowen, the Penn State guard. Wow. Okay. Well, Ty Simpson's been picked, Jared. I told you that I do this. We're going to watch
Let's
some
see them.
highlights of him.
Let's see them highlights.
Okay. He's happy. That's going to be a happy contract. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback. Gone.
That's another Alabama quarterback to go in the top in the first round in the last 10 years?
Yep.
It's like 4. Jeez.
I do want to give credit to the mockmachine.com. Not only do they have a good mock draft simulation, but they also have what they call the film room, which all these videos are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to reference the mock room, but if you see the title of the creator of the film that come up on there, I also want to give them credit for these highlights. I know a lot of people take pride in making highlight films. There's a lot of cutting, a lot of editing. So yeah,
some of these content creators, this is what they love to do. And as you're watching this, it looks like a good cut up. It's against Wisconsin. They were 2-0 at the time, and Alabama was 1-1. So it looks like they're starting to let go here on this game, and he looks pretty decent. He scrambles.
Yep.
What's his stature? Is he 6'2"?
You want to see something awesome?
Yeah.
So if I go stick to the model, I can share this. I could pull up his information. 6'1", 211 pounds.
Yeah.
No RAS, no 40s. Not much for the metrics. He's shorter,
Yep.
short arm, decent sized hands, but you could check stats. Not a lot of stats, 24 games, but 26 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Not a bad ratio. But the 61% completion percentage, not the best. So again, I said it was a reach. Again, I said this is the weakest class wide quarterback wise that we've had in a long time. And again, I'll say 13th for Ty Simpson is a big time reach, but you get a team like the Rams who's got Stafford. You get a team like the Raiders who have Kirk Cousins. If you're going to bring someone in, you might as well have them mentor under those guys. So good luck to Ty Simpson. The Rams saw something in you, my friend, and good get. It is what it is. Ravens are on the board, Jared. Ravens are on the board, and if you could see, you're on the clock. Ione,
any quarterback coming up.
What's your
any quarterback coming up behind Matthew Stafford is gonna get educated really quick about how to play the game. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback. You know, he's knowledgeable, cognitive, on field. He's been around the league forever. So I know it was a reach for him, you think, but it might have been an absolute perfect pick for them to pick up right now.
Mm-hmm. Who do you got the Ravens getting, Jared? Right now, Stick to the Model has the guard from Penn State and the AI model, Mekhi Lemon. I do have offseason. They terminated the contract with Trey Hendrickson after signing him, and then they signed defensive back Chidobe Awuzie and waived offensive guard Ben Cleveland. So I have offensive interior lineman, and edge is still an issue. Right now, one of the top edge, short arms, which I think is dropping them, and Ruben Bain is available. Do you think they go that way, or do you think they go where are they going?
You have to go offensive line. I think their offense has the ability to be explosive, but later in the game is when they started falling apart this past year, and I think half of that has to do with the line and keeping Henry. You know, Henry's a beast; he can run all over the place, but Lamar needs a little bit more protection. Even though he's a scrambling quarterback, he's getting older. He's going to have to start slowing down a little bit, you'd hope. But later in the game, when you get older, you get tired, and he's going to have some sort of line in front of him. I think they need to work on that. So offensive lineman, that does sound like a good pick.
I agree. You got a MVP quarterback there. Whenever you have the opportunity to protect him, you do it. They got Zay Flowers as a receiver. They may need help there. I agree. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. All right, now I have Tampa Bay. So, Jared, there you go. They went with the offensive guard, Olavega Ione. Good call on that one. Good call on that one. Smart move by them. It's a great move by them. One of those teams that surprisingly missed the playoffs last year. So what do? Yeah. You start rebuilding and bringing in people that Jared, spell his last name for me. I got him. Never mind.
Who's up next? Is that Jets?
Football Junkies made this video for our interior lineman. I love Vega Ione. There he is, left guard.
Who's next on the clock, bro?
Next is the Buccaneers. I want to know what the Buccaneers did this offseason. They signed defensive tackle Rakeem Nunez-Roches, tackle Justin Skull, linebacker Christian Roseboom, who's a good linebacker for the Panthers, center Dan Feeney, and Levante David retired. So I have edge, linebacker, and cornerback. Defense for the Bucs.
Yeah, I 100% agree. They have a good, obviously a great quarterback, Baker Mayfield. I know a lot of NFL fans started falling in love with him the last 2 years or so. Switching the team might have been the best thing for him, but he's proven to be a great leader. And then, Buka, McMillian, Godwin, receivers, threats. Tristan Wirfs was selected this past couple years. He's one of the guys that's one of their top drafts. I didn't include him in the survey here, but he was mentioned as one of the top picks. And since we're at it, let me ask you a quick question with the Buccaneers here. We have Mike Evans, first round, Leroy Solomon, Tristan Wirfs, like I just said, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks.
I got Derek Brooks. Sapp is amazing. Mike Evans is amazing. They're all good. And you get teams like this that when you have that many first round picks that hit, you get kind of jealous of. When it becomes a discussion of who you think it is, that means the team's done well in the past. But Derek Brooks has got to be the guy, all pro. He'll be a Hall of Famer if he isn't already. I can't remember, but the guy just played with him forever. And he was a great leader and a captain on the team. So that's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. I think Warren Sapp was one hell of a first-round draft pick, too. A legit force up there on the line. A couple character issues after he left the league, but Derek Brooks has always been a standout linebacker, one of the best in the league when he played. So, yeah, I would have to say he was probably one of the better ones.
Hell yeah. All right, Bucks. Let's see. Yep. It'd be interesting. The pick is in. Jets will be picking next, and Detroit will be picking after that.
This feels like they're going quick.
Not bad. Not a bad pace. Not a bad pace. So what sport was happening today with Everett Sullivan? Who?
We had Hadley Gymnastics. Cool. Throughout the week. As you know, we tried getting her to switch days and stuff like that and how Everett's practices would fall, and things just didn't work out. We thought we had something close yesterday and it didn't work out, but we still took her to a gymnastics.
There you go. Yep, we're gonna be busy, man, for the next bunch of years with our kids in sports. So it looks like Uncle Jamie says they need to replace Levante David. And again, I keep fluffing up this stick to the model, but I can go ahead to the linebackers, and we could be a little picky about the linebackers. C.J. Allen's available, who's a Mike linebacker, 6 foot, 230 pounds out of Georgia. Could potentially be someone there. He's my top guy, but 37th rank here. I do have him in my top 30, but I think it's a little early for inside linebacker. I'm not sure. I wonder if I can pick to see.
You're talking about the Jets right now?
The War Room. Look at this. I can go to the War Room. Let me find the Buccaneers.
Wait, no, the Bucks. Oh, the Bucks are picking right now.
Yep.
You said the Jets are next. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yep. So the Bucks have the 15th pick, which we're at, and they don't have another pick until pick 46. You see the site, Jared?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty spot on. I did notice they're a bit behind on this area. I won't show you all this stuff. They're a bit behind on a bunch of stuff. They still have the Bills as a 4-3 with a 3-4 option. But I mean, I love this. It's easy to navigate. Tampa Bay has the 46th pick, and if you look at linebackers here, if you're going in order, they might have to trade up to get C.J. Allen. The other position I have for them is edge and corner. You're in Tampa Bay, you might as well give a guy that's already in Florida, Ruben Bay, that chance. He's slid. He's the number 6 overall. He's my top remaining. It may be time for Ruben Bain to disappear.
Ruben Bain. What am I doing here? I lost my R-Lads. Oh, my God.
12 of you joining us tonight live. What's up? And Jared, I've been hitting commercials every time they go up for commercial.
Oh, cool.
Sabres are up 2-1. 2 minutes left. Ruben Bain gone. Good for him. I'm sure he was nervous. Seeing himself slide. And here, Jared, I'll go click on Ruben Bain. This is what Ruben Bain's been dealing with. You look at his metrics. Look at his arms, his hand, his wingspan.
Yeah, little.
Yep. So that scares a lot of, especially teams that need edge, scares them a lot away. But he didn't fall too far. Glad he's gone. My number 6 on the list is gone. The next best available for me is Dylan Thieneman, the safety out of Oregon, but I don't see anybody that needs a safety quite yet. The Jets are now on the clock. And let me give you my spiel on the Jets. Jared, they already got edge rusher and David Bailey, top edge rusher in the league.
Yep.
So they already addressed that. I have the Jets as a reminder. Garbage fire. I actually don't have them on my thing anymore because I got rid of them.
Get
They could
line.
use a wide receiver opposite side,
Yeah.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah.
They could also use an inside linebacker, which they would be reaching for CJ Allen. And they're another one of those guys that I thought would trade up eventually to get a third first round pick and grab Ty Simpson. So all those options are gone. So now if we want to talk about what Stick to the Model says, they got Jermod McCoy, corner, and Makai Lemon, wide receiver. I could see them going wide receiver opposite side of Wilson. I could see that.
I don't know, man.
What's your thoughts? I'm going to pull up Bain's highlights here. And we'll watch a little bit of Ruben Bain. But what do you think the Jets should do? I mean, they draft this early all the What's that?
I keep putting my hand in front of the screen. I apologize. I gotta use my other hand.
The Jets keep picking this early because they don't address the elephant in the room, which is protecting their quarterback.
Yeah, they have to go. If they go offensive line, I would think they would probably have to. I'd reach out and get an offensive line. They got to start making good picks like that eventually. If they pick an offensive line, AFC East, you better watch out because they're starting to make good decisions. But we'll see what happens.
Geno Smith returns to them.
Geno Smith was selected the same year EJ Manuel was.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yep. But you see highlights of Ruben Bain here. This guy's a motor guy. You see him on the stand up. He's able to get under. Obviously, when you use the swim move underneath, Jared, you don't need the long arms. It's when you're trying to disengage or do a bull rush is when you need those long arms. But this move right here where he tucks under, that is what he might have to use to thrive in the NFL. But the Jets did get rid of Jermaine Johnson III with a trade with Tennessee to pick up Tavondre Sweat, who's a huge guy I wanted the Bills to get from Texas a couple of years back. So they did tune in on their interior defensive line, but now I think they got better at the edge.
Those NFL tackles, though, they like to take advantage of these short guys. So they do move better. New York Jets history: Joe Namath, Keyshawn Johnson, Nick Mangold, or Darrelle Revis. Who's their best first-round pick?
Can I double dip here, Jerry?
Sure.
AFL, Joe Namath. NFL, Darrelle Revis.
Oh, well, that Joe Namath was pretty much the only one in there. I mean, there's other players, but I didn't want to list them all. Joe Namath, good quarterback, guaranteed that Super Bowl win, Super Bowl III. I think that's what makes him more famous than anything, along with his
Sabres just scored another goal. Sorry, Sabres up 3-1.
Nice. Yeah, Sabres.
10 seconds left. Sabres take game 3. Booyah. Sorry to cut you off. Go Sabres. They just took the game 3-1. They're up in the series 2-1.
What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. No, I think Nick Mangold was a hell of a center for the Jets for a long period of time, blocking for Curtis Martin, Chad Pennington, Keyshawn Johnson actually too for a little bit. But I would have to say Darrelle Revis has to be. He's like probably arguably the best cornerback to ever play the game. So I agree with you.
I agree. So the pick is in, Jared. Oh, man.
Did they screw it up?
So when I say they get wide receiver, and I got a buddy I work with, Jared, Jose. He's a Carolina Panthers fan, and he was hoping for like someone like Casey Concepcion or Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. You'll see his highlights. You're going to be like, holy shit. So I told him when I talk about opposite side of wide receiver that's good, like a Wilson that the Jets have, you can either get a wide receiver or a really good tight end that is just like a wide receiver. Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon, fits that role. I believe the Jets should have helped out their line, but they definitely improved on their offense. Breece Hall is going to be dangerous. Obviously, Garrett Wilson, and now Sadiq. That pick kind of makes me nervous. That's a great pick. You'll see the highlights here, Jared. This guy is amazing. Big guy, intimidating.
Who's next up? Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Lions are up next.
Oh. Oh.
This is a good pickup for them. No one wants to hear that. So the Jets defense definitely got more dangerous with their first round, with their early pick, and their offense just got a reliable tight end for Geno Smith, Jared, basically.
Yeah.
And with the way the quarterback room looks this year, Geno Smith may have been a really good pickup considering next year's quarterback draft is going to be pretty special. So they got someone they can rely on. They brought in Geno Smith in the draft when they first started. I thought he had a lot of growing up to do. He has done all that growing up, and he's a wonderful quarterback in the NFL, a nice, reliable guy. And now you just gave him a safety guy in this Kenyon Sadiq. Look at the size of this guy. He reminds me of a Vernon Davis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, look at deep seam down the middle. Beat that linebacker in coverage.
So it's
He can eat
scary
that.
as Geno Smith, obviously a guy that's been in the league for many years. He can make this kid grow up quick in the NFL. And then, like you said, next year's draft, you're bringing a quarterback to follow suit with Geno and learn from him. And, this could be a good connection for those two. Hopefully not. The Jets will screw it up somehow, but it's a good start.
Doug Augie says 3-1 Sabres. Yes, everyone who's just tuning in, if you're tuning in and you're watching the draft and not the Sabres game, Sabres took game 3. They won 3-1. Next game again is obviously in Boston. They go 2-2-1-1-1. Good job. Good get. Oslan. Booyah. Love it. Love success here in Buffalo. Jamie Norson says we are 10 picks away. What do we need? And Jared, I think it's a great question for now. 10 picks away. Let me get my 24/7 Buff Pandemonium top 30 available. Out of these guys, and you can have your own thought, obviously. But out of these guys, I really only see, again, 5 of them that have round 1 potential. Is there anybody on our list here that you see the Bills could go after and that you would be happy if they picked them?
Where's your list? You don't have it up yet.
It's scrolling down the bottom.
Oh. 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 Oh.
So I'll go over it. Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, the safety, I think is someone that he could be opposite side Bishop and handle that duty very well. The only problem is the Bills invested some free agency time into getting Gardner Johnson, Geno Stone. I think we're good there for a minute. So I would love to see Dylan there. I want someone to come in to start right away at 26. So Keldrick Falk is an edge rusher.
Yep.
Hakeem Messidor is another edge rusher. Avion Terrell is a corner. CJ Allen is still that Mike linebacker that's still available. Cassius Howell is a guy that is an edge rusher that could potentially go. What do you got? Plus, there's that list here that we got here of players that are still available.
I saw that linebacker hanging out there. He might be a guy that I'd like him to go after, but there's still a lot of receivers and edge and defensive tackles available. We're 10 away from where we need to be. Seeing McCoy still available, wide receiver, and also seeing Akeem Mazador still available with Emmanuel McNeil Warren. It's I think we're sitting in a good spot. A lot of receivers. CJ Allen. Scott, where would you hold CJ Allen compared to Concepcion?
I say if they're both available, CJ Allen's the way to go.
Okay.
I pulled this one up because to look at, we have not yet seen a defensive interior lineman taken in the draft. The 2 DL1Ts you'll see there on the right side, guys, would be the nose tackle type players. So Caden McDonald, Caleb Banks, Lee Hunter are all guys I think the Bills could draft in the first round. All 3 are available. Unless there's a run on defensive tackles, I think we'll have our fair share at a true nose tackle.
That's what I'm thinking. If some of these people fall, we might have 2 to pick from.
But you said CJ Allen, Jared. I'm going to pull him up here. Okay. This guy's 6-footer, a little shorter, but he's that 230 plus range Mike linebacker. He's got good hand length. Let's see what his metrics were. Did he do the 40? Nope. Let's see his stats. 205 tackles, 13.5. Looks like last year, ready? Last year for Georgia, 88 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks as a middle linebacker. That's not too bad. He's 21 years old, so he'll be 21 when he starts.
Mhm.
I want to show this guy real quick. Jacob Rodriguez, a guy I think that'd be taken in the 3rd round, 6'1", 230. Again, the size we need. Not the fastest guy in the world, but the RAS score, which is your athletic score, is a 9.6. You'll see he's green in a lot of the stuff that has to do with the linebacker.
Mhm.
My thing is, Jared, he's a quarterback guy, so he understands offense. So that means he could probably read a defense. 291 tackles in 49 games, 22.5 tackles for loss,
Yeah, that's
6
pretty good.
sacks, 6 interceptions. I think you can wait.
Yeah. So I know Buff Pandemonium's been a big excited about Caden McDonald. So to see him come to Buffalo would be great. But we'll see what happens. Would you shit your pants if a receiver was selected? Because there's still 4 or 5 good ones out there.
So out of the receivers that I have, let's see which ones are available. Makai Lemon is a surprise that he's still available. Casey Concepcion. Those are the only 2 left that I have grade 1 rounds on.
I think the Lions just picked the offensive tackle.
Yes, Blake Miller,
Who's next on the list, bro?
Minnesota. So
Minnesota.
let me throw this out there. This is why some of these players are still falling. You have someone like, hold on, Jordan Tyson. I've seen him range from top 10 to 2nd round, Jared, because of his injuries. Ty Simpson, number 35 rank, you see there on the board, a reach for LA, but if they feel they got something in the backup for Stafford, there it is. So there's 2 picks, and Blake Miller right now, I did not have going in the 1st round. Another pick that is going to bump all these guys up our way. You got to be excited about that. And now you got to be excited about the fact that if there are certain positions that Bean wanted to go after, but there's a better player at that position, don't be surprised if there's a trade up.
We will see what happens. I'm falling behind with these Vikings. Ready? Adrian Peterson, Randy Moss, Ron Young, old guy, Alan Page, obviously from the Purple People Eaters is 67. And we're going to go from there. Pick one. Pick one from the Vikings' 1st round picks.
Randy Moss. Got to be Randy Moss.
Super Bowls. Yep. Even though
Yep,
he
they
didn't
got
do it
quite
with
the history.
Minnesota.
He's got the history. That's a healthy list you got there. But yeah, I like him. You're showing highlights of Blake Miller right now, offensive tackle for Clemson. Oh, and I spoke a little quick. Caleb Banks, my top ranked, I believe he's my top ranked defensive tackle, is now off the board.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
They're going to make an early night of this.
Yep.
So that was
there's
for the
Blake.
Vikings?
I guess I did have Blake Miller in my top 30, but that's not my 1st round grade. Caleb Banks I have as my 2nd defensive interior lineman. Caden McDonald is my number 1, so we still got him available, which makes me excited. Now you might see defensive interior linemen disappear. That's the name of the game, right?
Yep. Who's the run? What's going to run with it?
All right, we got new followers on Instagram. I got to throw these guys out there. Will Palello, RR Roger, CT Foltz, Jonesy P, Darks Mirror Room, Webster 07, Kickster 99, Bills Mafia Slingshot, R. Collins, Jay Court, OK John joined, and Jim Mithing joined. Welcome to the K-Gun Report Draft Special. We can't get your comments on there yet, guys. I'm sure they're working on somehow getting Instagram Live on the comments, but right now StreamYard doesn't allow it. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, tag, and subscribe to all our social media platforms, especially YouTube's, guys. Hit up the tubes.
All right, who's next on the clock?
Yep, let me pull that up. Right now, it's the Panthers. Jose, your Panthers are up. We talked about wide receiver Casey Concepcion possibly going there, but I did not know Makai Lemon would still be available.
Right.
Jared, I have the Panthers this year. Where are you? Signed Like Foreman, Fortner, lineman. Devin Lloyd, linebacker. Jalen Phillips, linebacker. QB Kenny Pickett to back up Young. They released a defensive tackle and waived a defensive tackle. My needs, I thought they were going to get Sadiq, the tight end. So they're not going to go after tight end now. Defensive back and edge. I also hadn't given him a wide receiver. So if we're looking at defensive back and edge, Keldrick Falk is still available. Jermod McCoy is available. And if they did go Makai Lemon, keep in mind over the last couple of years, they've got Leggett, they got McMillan, and they also just signed Coker back. So they have 3 receivers. Do they make that more dangerous since Leggett isn't quite performing like they wanted him to? Who knows? Or do they hone in on their defense opposite side of who was their first round draft? Horn, and secure that. What do you think they do?
Yeah, they could go either way. They're a team that's building still. I don't know if they want to go wide receiver. They have Leggett last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? And no, I would say defense wins championships. You have to go to defense.
All right. I agree. I think McCoy's gone.
Okay.
Jose, what do you got? Call me up.
We got the Panthers here, right? Ready? This one's going to be an interesting one. They haven't been in the league too as long as other teams have. So we have Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Bryce Young, and Christian McCaffrey.
I'm going to go with a name you don't got on there. Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers? Yeah, okay. Did he go to Super Bowl with Del Home, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So
no,
okay.
I those are great names. And some of the Luke Kuechly, obviously one of the best linebackers in the league, but Julius Peppers was one of those guys that when defensive edge rushers were that tall Javon Curse type guy, he was that guy.
Yep.
Love Julius Peppers. I think he's their best first rounder.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Cam Newton might not agree, but hey.
I don't care about Cam Newton.
Julius Peppers never gave up on a play.
Yep.
Oh,
Jamie Norton says 6 to go. Who we want? Jamie, out of the guys that we got, I am still in love with Mr. Caden McDonald. John Roberts said I was surprised to see Caleb Banks just went. I am surprised to see him go ahead of Caden. Doug Augie says nose tackle. Let me go pull that list up, guys, and you'll see. You see the DL3 tackle, right? That's Peter Woods. That'll be the 200, 300, less than 300 pounder. That's more of a 4-3 defensive tackle when you see the defensive line Tech 3. When you see DL Tech 1, that's more of the hog molly. We've had guys in the past like the Jordan Phillipses of the world. That was our tackle 1. Those guys translate to nose tackle the best, and Caden McDaniel is one of those guys. We also have Christian Miller. I don't see him going in the first round. Lee Hunter is a guy that I like because not only can he play the DL1 Tech, but he can also play the 2i. He can play the gap and be that slasher type guy. That, Jared, the more research I do and the more I'm reading about, Jim Leonard runs that 3-4, which when you think nose tackle, you need a big guy. He actually utilizes a slasher type guy that's going to fill a gap rather than taking up a block.
Okay.
So you're looking more slasher there than heavy. Deion Walker, the size he is, we want him to be our heavy, but he was drafted as a slasher, as a defensive tackle. He, if anything, will be opposite side of Oliver, which would mean we still need a true nose tackle, correct?
Right. Like a not a slasher, but a heavy.
A heavy.
Is that what you're looking for? Yeah.
Yep. Because these guys are big, they're gonna be get winded. You want somebody that can fill the gap, but on some occasions you want somebody that can take on the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my screen just moved, which means it was drafted. Who would they draft? Oh.
Did you say you ran a commercial lately?
Offensive tackle Monroe Freeling.
Yeah, told you they're gonna go for the offensive line.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Stop.
No, I said defense because I said defense wins championships.
All right, Jose, that's not a pretty pick, but it's protection.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a good pick. Again, they have receiving threats. They have a great quarterback there, learning the ways coming up. They have to have protection for him, so it's a good pick.
It sure is.
Okay, who's up now?
Hold on, let me go get a highlight film because you got to show them. What commercial you want out there, brother?
You pick. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Here's Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle, Georgia. Panthers just got him. For anybody that's not seeing these guys going in the first round, you got to understand that teams that start to use this up here, Jared, understand that you need to protect the quarterback and open holes for the running back. That's how you score points, right? So you gotta. And if there's someone you really like, you shouldn't hesitate to go get them. Go and get them. Eagles are up. Mekhi Lemon. That was quick.
Okay, another receiver because they're going to get rid of A.J. Brown. Where'd A.J. Brown go? Did they trade him?
No, I didn't see anything about that. But Mekhi Lemon is gone. And I'll show a highlight of him real quick, and then we'll go to commercial. But Panthers did a good job. Not the sexiest picks in the world, but definitely something that had to happen.
Do we see a run of receivers now?
You might. Concepcion might go here. Since we're talking about Eagles, who you got that's their top first rounder?
Quarterback. No, I'm just
Donovan McNabb. I have.
No, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Boot off stage, all that good stuff. Donovan McNabb for me.
You got Donovan. You have Chuck Benderek. You have Steve Van Buren, McNabb, and Lane Johnson. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, McNabb's a good one, but you can't argue with one of the best Van Buren running backs to ever play the game. I think Van Buren was a running back, and Chuck Benderek, a defensive threat.
Yep.
Back, I think those guys are 60s guys that dominated the defense back in the day. So yeah, McNabb was a great Syracuse guy.
Alan Lartz is updating us. Eagles took Lemon. Doug Augie says there's only so many O linemen. Got to take them. True. You got to take when you could take them, especially if you're looking for a starter. But Doug Augie says punter first round. Jared, if you need to refill your drink, if you need to go pee, we haven't done the FLX Mafia, guys. We have a sister page called FLX Mafia. We're trying to bring recognition to the Finger Lakes area, the Bound of Bills fans that are around that area. We started a page there. Go hit them up on the social media platforms. We also have FLX Mafia shirts, as this commercial is about to suggest. We'll see you in about 2 minutes.
It's never too early to stack up on your favorite sports apparel. Represent your favorite football team and the Finger Lakes region with this authentic swag. This original FLX Mafia merchandise can be found at the 24/7 Buff Fandemonium store.
Right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, Phelps, New York, two local favorites are bringing people together. At Ellis and Lisa, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes' finest wings, fresh made pizza, and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back for. Then just down the road, step into Dirty Jack's Tavern, a true local hangout. Cold local beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks. It's about community, connection, and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something local.
So we are right back, as it turns out. I'll be remiss to mention our other sponsor, Trails End. There's a place in Dresden where the air smells like Sunday morning. Fresh bread, sizzling bacon, and coffee that could wake you with a smile. At Trails End Restaurant, comfort food isn't just a menu item, it's a promise. Hearty home-style meals made with fresh, quality ingredients, pies made that very morning, and folks who greet you like family, even if it's your first time through the door. Stop by Trails End Restaurant today, Route 14, Main Street, Dresden, because sometimes the best trails lead you home. Jared, I keep telling the people about the burrito. I can't tell them enough about it because I've never had it. Explain.
It's not like your typical little burrito that you find at McDonald's that has some eggs and peppers and onions in it. No, this baby is about 5 times the size. It's got 2 or 3 hash browns laid on the bottom. It's got your eggs. It's got whatever other meat you want, sausage, cheese, and it's packed full. Every bite is flavorful and greasy with that potato on the bottom. And they give you a little cup of salsa if you want it, a little whatever else you want to put on there, and it's just delicious. It's a meal in itself. I like to go to restaurants and leave full, and I do when I went there.
Very cool. And let's talk about our other sponsor, Otis and Lisa's and Dirty Jacks. Dirty Jacks, a bar right around the corner in Phelps, New York. It's a very comfortable space. They're growing more and more every week. I'm friends with Andy and Lisa. They do amazing stuff there. And if you're hungry, you can order from Otis Lisa's, or if you're not about the bar scene, you can just go right to Otis Lisa's. I absolutely am obsessed with their wings. They have gourmet, original recipe wings, many to choose from. We have a sponsored wing, the Pandemonium, which is a mild buffalo with some Parmesan, some special sauce on there, special seasoning. And it hits just right for everyone. I know, Jared, you get that a lot because the kids can tolerate the mild barbecue, the buffalo, but it does hit. And I'm a fan of the Yao Mings as well. Do you have a fave?
Yep, the Pandemonium. We like those at Josh Allen's too. They're a good wing as well. Lao Ming, we've done that a couple times with each other. The kids love that. But the Pandemonium, Hadley, we just got wings from another pizza place this weekend, and they got a sweet sauce. And Hadley, my daughter, she's 7, she asked if they were like the Pandemonium, and they do kind of have the sweetness of that, but they were no match to them. So even my 7-year-old daughter craves those Pandemonium wings.
All right, guys, we have. Did I show highlights of Mackay?
I don't know.
Might as well throw it up there. Steelers have the pick. It is in. It looks like Jerome Bettis is announcing it. Here's some highlights of Mackay Mackay Lemon, who was just selected. But I'll go back to stick to the model.
All right, Joe Green, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Ben Roethlisberger, T.J. Watt, Lynn Swann, or Alec Faneca.
For Steelers?
Yep.
I wrote down the list of my favorite, Jared, and I gotta go. Oh, Mean Joe Green.
Yeah,
Easy.
Me too. Yep.
Easy, Mean Joe Green. So they went with Max Ehinecker. He's an offensive tackle, and like Doug Augie said, I believe it's Doug or Uncle Jamie said, if you need a lineman, you go get him now. Not in my top 30, I don't believe. But again, who's the judge? If you need a lineman, you go get one now. I'll pull up some highlights for him. Iowa. No, he's Arizona. Let's go Max. I'll find Max. And then, Jared, the next team that's on the list is the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
But here's your offensive tackle that they just brought in. Chargers signed Cole Strange, obviously a weird pickup from the Patriots back in the day. A reach. Yep, they grabbed Trey Lance, Desmond Perriman, Delvin Thompson, Trevor Penning, Keaton Mitchell running back, Alec Ingold fullback, which is weird. Tyler Baidez, released Disley tight end, Mekhi Becton, a tackle in Savayam Washington, a center in Bradley Bozeman retired. My needs are offensive line, which would be weird if another offensive lineman gets taken here, which would be a lot more than I had on my board. Edge and defensive linemen.
Yeah, they just got Tomlinson, Dalvin Tomlinson, who's a nose tackle. But to add to that would be good for them. And also edge. Yeah, I could see that working up their front there.
And
Khalil
speaking of
Mack's
Tomlinson, I have
still there.
that LaDainian Tomlinson being their number 1 pick overall in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, Philip Rivers, Junior Seau, Tomlinson. Yeah, Junior Seau. What a hell of a middle linebacker back in the 90s. He was a legit stopper. He was a force to be reckoned with, a great leader on and off the field. Unfortunately, we lost him early, but he'll have that legacy in NFL that will carry on for years and years. And if you don't know that name, youngsters out there, go look up Junior Seau, linebacker number 55 for the Chargers. I think he only played for the Chargers his whole career. He was loyal to his team, his teammates, and scary middle linebacker, Junior Seau.
Well, Junior played for the Patriots too. Yeah,
At the end of his career. Yeah.
So the Chargers are up. The community has Caleb Lomu, which is another offensive tackle, not on the top 50, not even on my top 30, and Casey Concepcion as AI, and I believe that's because he's one of the top remaining guys left. So AI's got top remaining, best available. Community, the fans, the people that take their time to do these fantasy drafts have another lineman, followed by Peter Woods, who's the defensive tackle, but a Tech 3.
Hey, who's the next running back available?
You think so? They have Omarion Hampton, Jared. They just grabbed him last year. He's a really, really good running back.
Right.
But Jadarian Price from Notre Dame, cerebral guy, more physical than Jeremiah Love, and then Mike Washington, a guy that ran a 4.340.
Okay.
You think running back, huh?
Well, the offensive line's been revamped a little bit. Looks good. Quarterback's obviously good, putting up numbers year in and year out. Quentin Johnston's upcoming. McConkley, obviously, he had a great stellar year last year. Add a running back. Defense or running back for sure.
All right.
Yeah. Bud Dupree still on
Edge.
Khalil Mack.
They just grabbed an edge. Akeem Messidor from Miami. Not a bad pick. Let me pull up his highlights for y'all to watch him.
For Yins.
Another edge rusher. Reminds you of the edge rushers that were taken with Jalen Phillips and Rousseau. They're for Buffalo and Miami. The Cowboys are on the board. But here's highlights from Akeem Messidor.
You could say Yins, Scott, because they're in Pittsburgh.
Yins? All right. So Cowboys. There you go. Jamie Norrison says 4 to go. Who do you want? Don't want to see a trade back, Concepcion or McDonald. I think there is enough players available in my mind for a trade back. I know y'all don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But
what do you get? What do you get for that, Scott? What do you get if you trade back for that 26th pick?
It depends. I think Seattle wants a running back. I think they want that, and they're at 32. So we may not even leave the first round. We may be able to stay back in the first round and then come up and to get that Jadarius, whatever, I can't remember his name, from Notre Dame. So we could go far back as that. But if
what
the
else
Cardinals
you get for that? What else you get? That's what. But the question is, if you go back to 32,
and you'll get a third. So we don't have.
Okay. Anyway, we get a second somehow.
Yeah, we'll get the second. We'll get whatever second they want to trade back to.
Okay.
So I believe the Cardinals are 34th. So we'll get the second pick in the second round. Plus we'll get a third. Cowboys are up.
Ed Too Tall Jones, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, DeMarcus Ware.
Still Emmitt Smith. Jared,
12,
earlier before you joined us, the Cowboys got Caleb Downs, which is a safety.
Yep.
Cowboys were a team, in my mind, that needed more than the safety. I think they needed a wide receiver. I think they needed I think they're going best player, but they needed something better than the safety.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Who's up? Eagles? No. Who's up right now? Dallas?
Cowboys.
Yeah. Okay. George Pickens.
Linebacker, edge, and defensive back.
Yeah, they're going defense.
and they grabbed the safety. So linebacker, edge, defensive back. They already went safety. So I do have Jermod McCoy from Tennessee at corner. I have Keldrick Falk in edge. They already got their safety.
All right, who are you picking? Pick one of those guys.
Or they go on opposite side, a wide receiver. I know they have Pickens who's giving them a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
They may go size and Denzel Boston. So I'm going Denzel Boston, who's going to be kind of throw off this whole wide receiver thing. I'm going to go Denzel Boston or Keldrick Falk.
Okay. So for the rest of the night, Scott, I want you to pick one person so I can clip these babies and put them on social media when you get them right for the rest of the night.
I will learn social media.
Social media.
All right, Jared,
You gonna throw that one up there?
No, I'm gonna throw this out there. We're on all social media platforms, but don't let me tell you.
Nice throw, Josh. Join 24/7 Buff Pandemonium on all social media platforms. Go Bills.
It's more than a game, it's a way of life. This large buffalo head and distinct 24/7 BF logo lets people know that you bleed red, white, and blue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Represent the best fan base in sports with this original 24/7 Buff Pandemonium shirt. Let's go, Buffalo. It's never too early to stack up on your favorite sports apparel. Represent your favorite football team and the Finger Lakes region with this authentic swag. This original FLX Mafia merchandise can be found at the 24/7 Buff Pandemonium store.
Couple commercials brought to you by 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, part of the Buff Fan Base Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts, 26shirts.com. If you haven't been there, helping Western New York families all over the place. Not only when you go to their website, you buy their merchandise, you're helping out families, but there's a story involved. So I always tell people scroll to the bottom so you know what you're giving money to. So you're helping a family and adding to your merchandise. Want to throw in there also, we mentioned it a bunch of times, our year-round sponsorships and Otis and Lisa's Pizza and Wings, Dirty Jack's Tavern, and Trails End.
Trails End.
Love it. Love it. This is a good year to be 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, wouldn't you say, brother?
It is. It is. Love it.
So I know you're seeing on the board. That's the one thing right now that Stick to the Model is failing to provide is the accurate name on the top because of the trades that have happened. But right now the Cowboys pick is in. They're the ones picking at 23. And I believe that I'm going Keldrick Falk, defensive edge. They've gotten their safety. They're trying to hone in on the defense. I believe they continue with defense with Keldrick Falk from Auburn. And I was wrong. They went edge, but Malachi Lawrence from UCF.
I just saw that. I was like, wait, he's reading the wrong name that I'm seeing over here on my phone.
But the beautiful thing that we have here is I also am on the mock machine, and they have a film room, guys. They have a good mock draft situation here, but they also have a film room where you can upload these videos on the spot. This one's sponsored by at NFL Film Room or created. So the Cowboys went and drafted Malachi, an edge rusher. We knew they would. I had a feeling they would go edge. Jared, the next on the clock is the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. They probably got a wide open book for who they need.
Cleveland already drafted. They drafted Spencer Fano, an offensive tackle from I believe it's the Utah.
It's already on our lads too. Look at that. They are on point tonight.
Yep. I have wide receiver, offensive tackle, which they already got, and quarterback. I don't see them getting a quarterback. I'm going to refuse to say there's going to be another quarterback drafted in the first round. So I'm going wide receiver. Casey Concepcion is gone.
Is that who you think it's going?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, they have a decent defense. That's probably what kept them in some games this past year. It's the offense that struggled. Shadir Sanders is going to have another year under his belt. We'll see if he improves. I know a lot of people were happy to see him learn a lot of things this past year. But yeah, Jerry Jeudy, if you ask Oh my gosh, what's his name? Steve Smith from the Carolina Panthers. What he thinks about Jerry Jeudy. He will not have kind words. Jerry Jeudy apparently needs to grow up and be a man. But we'll skip over that. And yes, I would think Isaiah Bond. They got him last year, right? He fell because of character issues, right? Or was it an injury last year?
It may have been both.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see.
Or do they give someone opposite side of the edge of Garrett and go with Keldrick Falk, a guy that I think is slipping a little bit, edge rusher from Auburn. He's still available. So yeah, I mean 6'5", 276-pounder. Metrics are 4.6 40-yard dash, Jared. He's 20 years old. Can you imagine that type of speed coming out the edge opposite of Garrett?
All right. Is that your pick?
I'm going with both. Casey Concepcion is in danger, and so is Keldrick Falk from Auburn.
We don't even need to discuss the Cleveland Browns' best draft pick, right?
Jim Brown all the way.
Jim Brown. There you go. You want to know the other ones, though?
Fire away.
Eric
This is
Turner.
one of the 5,000 quarterbacks. Don't mention any of those guys.
Bernie Kosar, obviously. Eric Turner, great safety that played in the 90s.
Mhm.
Jim Brown, obviously, that's who we're giving it to. Ozzie Newsome, great tight end. That, yeah. Some
There you
great
go.
players in Cleveland history, but you can't vote past Jim Brown.
Right. Uncle Jamie says if we trade back, I'm going to bed with nightmares. Doug Augie said, did Concepcion do a 30 visit to Buffalo? Look that up for me. I got too many things clicked on here.
Yep.
Dean, you
Trying to figure out-
watching? Did
Yeah, I'm trying to
Concepcion-
figure out what Dean did. I think the top two receivers Dean had on his list did visit, and I think Concepcion was one of them.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
We're getting close.
we're getting close. I'm getting excited because there's a lot of people on the board still that I'll tell you what, I am updating my power list, and I'm going to go ahead and save it and throw it on there. You're going to see the list come down below. The players I have on my list that could still go to Buffalo is Dylan, the safety from Oregon. I like that pick. I think opposite side of Bishop would be an amazing thing. You'll see C.J. Allen, the linebacker, is still there. Cassius Howell, edge, dangerous, still there. Caden McDonald, again, our true nose tackle, is still there off of my list. I know Uncle Jamie said if we trade back, he's going to have nightmares, but with those amount of people still left, it's looking like it's going to happen. It really is.
Unless there's a guy that they really, really want, that they want to get off knowing that he might be going early or soon after.
Jared, is there any position that will be drafted and you're going to be like, why did we do that? Obviously, we're not getting quarterback, running back, but is there something that we do need on our roster, but you would be surprised if they went ahead and jumped in and got it?
So I am in the mindset that Joe Brady has led this offense to top 3 offense the last year and a half since he's undertaken the offense, obviously. DJ Moore is an upgrade. James Cook coming in last year being tied second with total touchdowns. This year being the leading rusher. Offensive line's always stout. Tight end room's busy. It's great. We love our tight ends. Wide receiver, I think, is improved. I'm going to say if they go anybody offense, to be honest with you, would be shocking to me, even though our new head coach is an offensive coordinator. So I would hope that they go defense somewhere.
Yeah, right. I agree. And then even to narrow that down, I think if they went corner, I believe that's something we addressed later on. But if they went corner, we already have Harrison, we already have Benford, we signed D. Alford, and we have some backups. I want someone that's going to be immediate starter. So of all the positions we already have that's taken care of, maybe guard. I'm okay with guard, but I think the best guard in the draft is already taken. So if we go corner, I might be upset because I think I have a bad taste in my mouth from Kaiir Elam, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
No, I agree. But Maxwell Harrison kind of added the good flavor when he came. To be perfectly honest with you,
All right,
Okay.
Swank's gonna be upset about this, Jared. Casey
Concepcion.
Concepcion is now off the board. Chicago. I have a bunch of
where?
Chicago fans.
To Cleveland?
Cleveland took Casey
So
Concepcion.
that's even more sour for Swank because Swank hates Cleveland and
He
they
loves
just took his
Concepcion.
guy. Scott, to add on to that really quick, the fact that Gregory Russo now is an outside linebacker instead of defensive end, that might add to edge for us. So we'll see.
Are you comfortable with him playing outside linebacker? I mean,
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I've mentioned before that he's the only defensive change that makes me nervous.
for coverage wise,
Yep.
but then you can have him be the guy that's bumping on overs and unders too, that could be coming in no matter what anyway.
Okay.
Or send him on blitzes. He's got such a wide span. I know he makes you nervous on coverage, but those arms can get up and knock balls down. If he's a half second too slow, he could still get out there and knock a ball down.
All right. Doug Augie says, "Damn it." Jamie
Yep.
Norson, Uncle Jamie says Concepcion is gone. Doug Augie, Concepcion. Uncle Jamie, Swank's favorite team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland took a. That's gonna piss him off. Swank can't stand Cleveland. He loves Concepcion. You watch this guy. He's a special teamer. And the Bears are on the clock there, just so you know. Walter Payton is my goal for the best first round draft pick. But
Oh yeah. Yep.
weapon. I hate to see a good character guy go to a bad character team.
Mhm.
I'll just say that.
So the Bears are on the clock. I'm going to just throw two more names out there because I think they at least deserve it. One honorable mention is Brian Urlacher,
Yep.
but you have Dick Butkus and Gail Sayers as well.
Hard.
In my mind, Walter Payton is
Mike
the number one.
Mike Ditka's a good one too.
Yeah, Mike Ditka's tight end. My mind, Walter Payton is the answer, but if Gail Sayers never blew his knee out, he'd be the number one.
Oh hell yeah. Bunch of Bears fan. Ryan Lordy. Dave Cruz, one of my good friends, big Bears fans.
Bills are on the clock apparently. Bears just picked, so the Bills are on the clock.
Yep, Bears pick is in, so I haven't seen that through. So you're ahead of me. Bears signed Jack Sanborn because they lost Tremaine Edmonds. They traded away to the Patriots Garrett Bradbury, their center. I have needs as edge, defensive tackle, and defensive back. Now, one of the
There it
better
is.
defensive backs that remain is Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, 16th ranked guy. Still there. I wouldn't doubt at all if they went that way. I have him as my second guy still on the list. Might go that way. Keldrick Falk is still available at edge.
Do you still think that the Bills are going to trade back?
Unless they got someone on their list that they absolutely love and do not want it to even take the chance of losing,
I think they.
I
trade
see the
back.
Bills trading back. I think there's a handful of players that are still available. Their Mike linebacker, their edge rusher, their defense their nose tackle still available.
How far? You said back. If they trade back, you said 32, right? You think
I
they're
see
still gonna be-
them. Let me pull this and I'll show you on my screen because I can do this. You see that the Cardinals here have 34. I think that's a
Oh.
trade partner. Obviously, we're not going to trade within division, but trade partner. Seattle needs a running back. I think they can sit pretty and get the running back. I don't see anybody else moving.
Oh,
But Arizona potentially is a trading partner, and so is Houston because I think Houston also has a second. Yep, two rounders. So Arizona possibly or Houston because they have 2 second rounders as a trade partner.
all right. Let's see what happens.
I'm very pumped about the people that remain on the list. There's nothing not to be optimistic about the people that are on there. Now, for me, if it's one of the guys that I think out of my 5, maybe even stretch a little bit. If it's a
Corey just said
position I
something.
want, I'm
Hold
excited.
on. Corey just said Bills traded to Texans. So you got that right. So they bumped to 28.
28. So they remain in the first round, Jared.
So they must have picked somebody up, right?
They
Another
got
draft
another
pick?
draft pick.
All right, perfect. To move back 2 spots.
I'm okay with that.
Caden McDonald, is this what's gonna happen?
I'm telling you what. Oh man, I'm getting excited.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Relax, Bills Mafia. I know we're excited about this, but we have someone at the draft. Jared, what's his new
Bill's hood.
Bill's Hood.
Yep.
A new super fan, along with Buffalo Spartan, good friend of ours. This is Sparta.
Mafia. Mount up. I can't yell. The kids are sleeping.
Our buddy Corey, big Bills fan. He wanted to be part of the super fans, so he went with Red Hood.
He went all out. He looks
Yep.
good.
He looks good. Looks great. He's with the help of AI, he's got himself a comic looking ass self. I mean, it looks sweet. Let's hit the comments. This makes her breaks me. The Brandon Cause. I'm sick of it. This makes her break. Okay. All right, Uncle Jamie. He's tired of waiting.
So
Clock.
the Bills won't
Bills
trade out.
trade pick, Corey. Thanks for that. We moved back to 28 for Houston.
They won't trade
Nice.
out from that, right? They're gonna stick at 28 now.
Yep, they're going to stick at 28 unless someone else gives them more for 28. Jamie Norson says no. Doug Aggie says womp. And Jamie says nailed it. I'm okay with moving back. Dylan Thieneman, our safety is gone.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
That's what they
Keep
wanted.
this in mind, Kilgore. Jalen K. Kilgore later in the draft. Just saying. I'm going to show you some Dylan Thieneman highlights, and you're not going to like the fact that he's gone already, but we traded back, so I don't think the Bills were actually interested in him. Let's go here. I'm liking sometimes the draft plays out to where it benefits the Bills, to where they can. I'm just glad, Jared, that they didn't drop out of this first round. Oregon, well, here's Purdue highlights. He started there. He transferred portal to Oregon, but he's a ball hawk. Guy flies to the ball. He's fast. I believe he ran a 4.40. The Bears can be happy with that. I believe they did that because they lost Byard, their safety. Hold on. Let's see if my memory serves me correct. They signed Jack Sanborn, released Tremaine Edmonds, traded away Garrett Bradbury. I believe, yeah, I think the old Tennessee Titans safety there, Byard, was also with the Bears. So it says Buffalo has the next pick, but they're obviously ahead of us, which would mean Houston has the next pick. Some impressive theme and highlights.
Yeah, let's see what happens, man. Obviously, the Bills are comfortable moving back 2 spots. They picked up a couple draft picks, some stock. Oh, gosh, who are they going? Who are they going, brother?
Don't know. Corey wants us to send him a link. It's quiet there. It's not going to be quiet there for long, Corey. Come on, man.
Is there... Can you add them in another box? It could get crazy. It might be loud on here.
You know I can.
Yeah, I know.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you.
All right, so who's on the clock? Texans. Kareem Jackson. Will Anderson. Derek Stingley. Dwayne Brown. Andre Johnson. DeAndre Hopkins or J.J. Watt? You got to go J.J. Watt.
Texans, right? You're going?
Yep.
What do I got? I know you. I like Andre Johnson, wide receiver. That's who I got.
He's a beast. Can't argue that. But J.J. Watt was also one hell of a defender there. So I'm going to go J.J. Watt. You can have your Andre Johnson, but J.J. Watt's my dude.
All right, so I have some
for the Bears. I think I'm very good control.
Look at those fools.
Do not reveal anything. We are doing
Oh, all right, I'll turn so you can't see it then.
He must have got hot underneath everything.
Buffalo Spartan. Corey, what's up, guys? You having a blast there at the draft?
What's up?
There you go. Met some friends there. Bills Mafia.
We walked out away from everybody, so we're watching it on the screen instead, like you guys. But it's just live. So we get it a little bit faster than you guys.
So who do you got live? Who's picking right now?
Miami, 3:34 left on the clock.
Okay. Who did the Texans get? We'll get that out of you.
The Texans, I don't.
Texans traded
Yeah.
with
They traded-
Miami.
Oh, okay. So they trade. That's crazy how they do that. So Spartan and Corey. Apparently, this draft, Jared. I don't know if you saw that.
No. The Texans. They're announcing the Texans pick right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So
You missed that part.
Corey and Spartan. They didn't allow helmets in this draft this year.
No, we would have been one of the first 40 or 50
I can't
people
hear
in the
anything, so
draft.
if you guys can hear me,
Like literally one of the first 40 people in. And they waited till we were about to step in the gate and said, "Hey, can we talk to you for a minute?" "Yeah, by the way, you can't have helmets." I was like, "No way."
Yeah, that's a nice little.
playing
stat.
my gym. I'm sorry.
All right. So you guys are breaking up quite a bit. Love you guys. Glad you tuned in. Don't ruin it for us. I think you will when it happens. So we're gonna keep this going. Spartan,
Love you, boys.
Corey, I'm excited
Yo.
about your new super fans thing, man. That's excited, brother.
I know, I'm kind of set. Tomorrow they'll let us wear it because it's the Superfan Summit. But today, so now I just look like I'm actually rocking the Last Ride shirt. So
Nice.
I had to
boys.
represent for you guys.
All right. Enjoy yourself. We love you guys, and we'll talk soon.
All right, I love you guys. I'll tell you in the comments who the pick is
All right.
because it's about to come in where we're at.
Oh, bye. Jared, you couldn't hear anything? I think Jared just exited the building. Jamie Norson says, now hear me out. Other than Brandon Bean picked Josh Allen, who a 0-star from Wyoming, who did he actually pick? He accidentally tripped over a unicorn. I'm sick of Brandon Bean. I'm done with him. They should have fired him and not McDermott. I'm totally sick of it. All right, Uncle Jamie. Well, we all have.
Can you hear me?
I think Bean. Yep, I can hear you.
Can't hear you.
I think Bean does
Something
most of
happened.
his damage in the later rounds, and we've made the playoffs every year since he drafted. Yep, Jared's leaving us again. So let's go here. Kalen Rutledge, an offensive guard from Georgia Tech, is who the Texans apparently traded up so desperately needed to get him, which is interesting. But when it comes to offensive line, I'd show you films from the highlights, but he's not even on the film. So I guess that's where we stand. I can click on him. Offensive guard, 6'4", 316 pounds. Jared, I could hear you. I don't know if you're on mute or what,
I
but
can hear.
I
No,
can hear you fine. So the Texans traded up to get an offensive guard, a guy I didn't even have in my top 30, 6'4", 316 pounds from Georgia Tech. There is actually, no, I did have him in my third round. So they reached for this guy.
okay.
I'm okay with. Perfectly okay with that.
What the boys have to say? Because once you clicked over to them, I lost it.
Well, they're just having fun. I mentioned that the draft did not allow them to have helmets today. Tomorrow is Superfans Day, which they will allow it. But they're having a blast.
Wow.
They're about, I'm guessing, 5 minutes ahead of us. Miami Dolphins are picking now. I
Okay.
know it says San Francisco, but Miami is picking. Jared, who's your
Great.
Miami top pick in the history of?
Well, I think Dan Marino has to be it.
Yep.
But you have Larry Zonka and Jake Long. So I think Dan Marino, his rookie year, took him to the Super Bowl. We all know his story. Great passer. Just had never had a good defense. Couldn't get to the big game again once he went the first year. But Dan Marino's got to be it.
I agree. There you go. Let me lower that a little bit. How's that? Is that better?
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I can see you. I can hear you.
Well, Dolphins pick is in. They're picking at 27. They have already picked. Let's see here. According to what I have here, Dolphins had the 11th pick, traded back with the Cowboys just one pick, and they grabbed their offensive tackle, Caden Proctor.
Okay. Okay. Are the Bills after the 49ers then?
I have wide receiver and
Or
corner.
Miami?
Jermod McCoy is still available. So I have Miami going after Jermod McCoy. They needed a
Wow.
corner. They need to replace who they've lost.
All right, so we're coming up on our pick. Let's say screw Miami. Let's talk about our Buffalo Bills for a second.
Okay.
We have Bruce Smith, Jim Kelly, Josh Allen, OJ Simpson, Trey White, and Reuben Brown. Who's your guy, Scott? I know who you're gonna pick.
Bruce,
Oh, you didn't go with your man, Jim?
all-time sack leader, man. You got to go there.
So the great debate is, I had a discussion at work today. Jim Kelly, we love Jim Kelly. He's our guy, right? Who's the better draft pick, Jim Kelly or Josh Allen?
Different eras.
Who's the best first round pick?
Josh Allen.
Oh, okay. I would say Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly had a
guys-
lot more talent surrounding him.
Well, James Cook, leading rusher,
Thurman Thomas,
leading rusher.
MVP.
Yeah, they both had right. True. They both have stellar line. Both have stellar defensive or tight ends.
Jim
other
took
thing
him to
that's
4
different-
Super Bowls. I mean, I guess that's the notch you can give him, right?
Yeah, with Don Beebe, James Lofton, Andre Reed, all those guys. So he did have characters there to throw to. Josh Allen really hasn't had that yet, besides Stephon Diggs, we'll say.
So Miami's up. They lost Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. The reason I'm going back to this because it's a division rival. They also gave us Chubb. Are they going to replace Chubb with Keldon Falk? They lost a bunch of corners. Are they going to go after the guy that's dropped in Tennessee and McCoy? Or you think they're jumping the Bills now and grabbing a wide receiver in Denzel Boston? What do you think, Jared? What do you think? Oh,
Do you know it already?
no one even on the radar for me.
Cornerback probably or safety
Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
corner.
Interesting. It is very interesting. I'll show you some highlights of him, but I had him. I don't think any mock had him going. Chris Johnson looks like San Diego State corner. Interesting. I had a feeling they might go this position, but there's a couple guys ahead of this guy.
I think I'm ahead of you, bro. I just read something crazy. You want to hear it?
Nope.
Okay, well,
Is it good news or bad news?
it's good news. It's good news. Bills trade their 28th pick to the Patriots. The Bills now have a 31 and 125. So they're still in the first round, but they picked up another draft pick. Let's go.
What they get with the last one?
They got 3 picks. I know that. They
All right,
got they just traded one away, but
So they bounced back 5 to gain 2 picks in the first 4 rounds.
yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, Uncle Jamie, you don't like Bean for what he's done, but that's pretty amazing work right there. So right now we're looking at Chris Johnson, cornerback, San Diego State, Miami pickup. Miami bounced up a little bit to get him. I can show you in my tab that he would have been, I think he was the 4th cornerback remaining. Jermod McCoy, Avion Terrell, and Colton Hood were all ahead of him. So obviously teams draft people that they think are going to fit their model better. We know the shit show that Miami's been a part of for a long time. They cleaned house basically, Jared, to start doing things my way. I have a bunch of Miami fans. Mr. Scott Hickson. Too many to count, right?
Right. Derek Hicks.
Derek, yeah. I mean, big Miami fans, love the relationship I have with those guys. But I can't stand Miami. Never liked them. They always have their 2 cents to put in when it comes to it, and I'm glad they reached.
Hey, so this is what we got, Scott, from Buffalo Bills PR on X. The Bills have acquired picks 28, 69, and 167 from Houston for the 29, 26, and 91 picks. And then the Bills just traded away their 28th pick to get the 31st and 125. So they
Alright.
traded away 3 picks to get 6.
Boom, that's amazing.
Or 5, sorry, to get 5.
There you go. I'd be remiss to not mention my buddy Kyle Sanders. What do you think? Chris Johnson bumped up to get it. Patriots grab Caleb Lemieux, 25th ranked offensive tackle. Interesting. So it's looking sexier and sexier by the minute. Utah offensive lineman. Here comes some highlights. He's a pretty good sized kid. Pump it up, pump it up.
Yeah.
Kansas City's picking now. Looks like a high school film right here, doesn't it, Jared?
It almost does, yeah.
How desperate are they to grab a high school football player?
They all were at one point. No, but he looks like
sure
he has
were.
the same build as a Spencer
That's the end of the
Brown.
highlights. That's embarrassing. Go ahead.
Yeah, he almost has like a Spencer Brown build.
Yes. Yep. Kansas City already picked once this round, Jared. They picked cornerback Mansour Delane, which is a good pickup for them. They lost a couple of their corners. They're really good at Spagnolia there is really good at cornerback drafting. But now here they sit. I have another quarterback, Colton Hood. I don't think they'll double dip. I think Edge Keldrick Falk is the guy. Hold on, I gotta take this call. Can we do
Patrick
commercial?
Mahomes, by the way. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, the best draft pick.
Yep.
Commercial.
Right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, Phelps, New York. Two local favorites are bringing people together. At Otis and Lisa, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes' finest wings, fresh made pizza, and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back for. Then just down the road, step into Dirty Jack's Tavern, a true local hangout. Cold local beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks. It's about community, connection, and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something local.
Welcome back.
Hey.
24/7 Buff Fan Morning, the K Gun Report Draft Special. Part of the Buff Fan Base Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts, Dirty Jacks, Otis and Lisa's Pizza and Wings, and Trails End. We're about to pick. The Chiefs pick is in. San Francisco is next, and the Buffalo Bills. We have traded back twice, gained a whole bunch of draft capital, Jared, and still have a shit ton on the board. This is obviously we have to hit, but this is what appears to be Brandon Beane being prepared and having draft trade partners and playing this game, playing the mind game and playing chess, not checkers. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a guy that knows how to move things. He's hit a couple times. He's missed less, I think. So getting the draft capital, he always drafts better in the later rounds. So we'll see what 31 brings. Hopefully it's somebody that the Bills need. If I'm going to say it now, hopefully it's Cade McDonald. I think they need that big hog molly up front. I think they knew that they could keep dropping back to get him. with the needs of the other guys that they traded with. But to get rid of 2 picks and essentially pick up 5 or 6 other ones, that's just great because
So
you
so you told me 91 is now gone to part of the trade. Did they bump up? Do they have anything ahead of 91 now?
hold on. Sal Capaccio just wrote out everything that the Bills just picked up, I think. Hold on. If you're not following Sal Capaccio on social media, you need to as Bills fans. He's going to keep you up to date with everything.
I guess I'm just interested to see if we're up from I don't mind bouncing back. Are we up from 91? Chiefs just pick up Peter Woods, a DT Tech 3. I believe he might be someone that could potentially spell their defensive tackle there. What's his name? I can't remember for the life of me. Maybe the Jim Beam taking over, but Jones. He's getting older. Not a bad pickup from Clemson. Look at that. You see his stats. 2 touchdowns, probably fumble returns, but a good pickup for them, but not one of those sexy pickups because I believe Mahomes needs protection and Mahomes needs people to throw to.
Yeah. So the Bills still have a first round pick, 31. They also now have 3rd round first pick, 4th round second pick,
What
5th round third.
Wait. 3rd round first pick?
Yep. So what's that? 62, 32, 64, 97, 96, 97th pick. So they have the first pick in the 3rd round, 2nd pick in the 4th, 3rd pick in the 5th, 1st pick in the 6th, 1st pick in the 7th. They gained 5 picks from 1 trade or from 2 trades with 1 pick.
So go over them again because we had 7 to begin with. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but
We had 7 to begin with. We traded away the 28th, and essentially we picked up a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th.
Okay. New York Jets just traded to come in. This will be the 3rd pick, I believe, in the 1st round. And this might be the 3rd quarterback to go in the 1st round. I keep saying because I'm confused why the Jets would come up.
Probably to steal DT.
Well, they traded with San Francisco. And I know the Jets have a lot of work to do. Interesting. Let's go through this because it's right here in front of me. The Jets so far this draft have grabbed Kenyon Sadiq. I thought that was a dangerous move for that offense. I thought it was a brilliant move. They grabbed an edge rusher. I thought they needed a quarterback, and I also thought they needed a wide receiver opposite of Wilson. But we also know that they love corners with Darrelle Revis. So now the fact that Jermod McCoy and Avion Terrell are available, as well as Colton Hood, that may be where they're going.
Who are your top? Can you list it up where you have the top 5 receivers on your list?
Omar Cooper. They went opposite.
Oh, another receiver.
Omar Cooper.
Okay. Where was he on that list?
As far as wide receiver, he was high. Okay. So that's a good steal. Opposite side of Garrett Wilson, they have Geno Smith throwing him the ball now.
Good tight end.
Yep, they got a good tight end. They got their edge rusher. This is not a bad pickup. Video is unavailable for some reason. I would like to
who's on the clock now?
Our Buffalo Bills are now on it.
Here we go.
Our Buffalo
Just for
Bills.
shits and giggles, who do you got for best available right now?
For my list?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I haven't been updating that. My apologies, guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Corners. And I said right in the beginning of the show when you jumped on, Jared, what position would you be most upset with? Mine would be corner.
Yep.
I know the Bills, Keldrick Falk has fallen as far as edge goes. But I think defensive tackle, true nose tackle, is a guy that I believe is a necessary need. The current nose tackle we have is a slasher. I think we need a guy that is a body guy. So I like Caden McDonald. Caden McDonald is available, and I'll go ahead and show you the highlights of him. Ohio State guy. I just can't see how the Bills can avoid picking him up now. So many mocks have got the Buffalo Bills grabbing Caden, and I think this would be a wonderful pickup. They gained draft capital, multiple draft picks, and they can still get the defensive, actual true nose tackle that they need. I'm excited for this. I'm really pumped. We got 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. I'm going to be speechless for a minute because I can't believe the amount of people that are left that the Bills could get, on top of the fact that we gained so much draft capital. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I think what's going to happen to the Buffalo Bills is, because I'm getting some notifications, bro, the excitement is going to end for tonight. I think the Bills have traded back again with the Titans. I just saw pop up that the Bills just traded the 31st pick for their 35th. So they are officially out of the first round.
You can't be mad about it, though.
No, I mean, if they have a guy lined up that keeps creeping down, then
keep slipping.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, so we got 35th pick, so we dropped down 9 picks. We've traded 3 times. So that means I can't wait to see what Bean has gotten. With these, Tennessee drafted, they traded, they just lost Tavondre Sweat, a guy that from Texas a couple years ago that I wanted as a Buffalo Bills fan. They traded the Jets for Jermaine Johnson. So it almost looks like Titans are coming up to grab their defensive tackle that they just lost. If Caden leaves, if I'm thinking that, I hope the Bills thought that. And so when I'm looking at my stick to the model page here, Tavondre was a DLT1. So we have Lee Hunter, Dominic Orange, Kristen Miller, and Caden McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
So Titans would have to get one of those guys. I think that's why they came up.
Right, to grab one of those.
And that tells me that the Bills probably are all for Lee Hunter. That's my guess. Lee Hunter, I'll show you the stats. He's 6'3", 318 pounds, is a Tech 1 defensive tackle, can play your true nose guard, will be 24 years old by the time the season starts. But he's a guy, as discussed with Dean Kindig of the Buff Fan Base Network, the draft guru there, is a guy that can play the nose tackle slasher and the nose tackle heavy.
Heavy, right?
So if we just gained a bunch of draft capital, and in our mock draft with Dean Kindig, we did in fact get Lee Hunter.
Right.
So that would be very interesting. You see here, guys, he's good weight. Let's see if they got stats. 154 tackles career, 7 sacks, 31 and a half tackles for loss.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yep.
And if the Bills just gained a bunch of draft capital, Jared, for someone that can play that nose tackle, whether it's 2-eye or directly over the center, and can play it all, and spell Deion Walker or vice versa, Lee Hunter's a starter, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in the Titans with Keldrick Falk. So Caden McDonald's still available.
Yep. The Bills get the 35th pick in the second round, the 66th pick in the third round.
Boom, there it is.
101st in the fourth for just 1 pick for the 31st pick. So they picked up 3 for 1 again.
But they got a 66 pick in the second. That's huge.
Yep.
Okay.
They got a second rounder early and a 66. Yep.
That's absolutely huge. Bean did a great job in this first round, considering if they're going after a defensive tackle, a nose tackle.
I can't wait to see the war room when they show Bills Mafia what that looked like in the first round of the draft. Okay, trade him. All right, trade that pick. All right, trade that pick. See what we can get. So, because he traded away the 26th, the 28th, and the 31st pick in the last 10 minutes.
Yep. And Jared, you'll have to watch the video before you joined in. I believe I may have said we may have the most trades we've ever seen in the first round of the draft just because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Bills alone traded 3 times. That's absolutely crazy to me. You'll see highlights of Keldrick Falk right now, edge rusher from Auburn. Titans got themselves a good guy. He fell in the draft, but I'm more excited. I really am more excited about what's available to the Buffalo Bills still left. Guys, you understand that we went from 91 to 66 just with the recent trade. And there's still guys available that we could use. So I'm very happy with what Brandon Beane did. We gained some draft capital, and my editing and creative skills are going to be challenged this week, Jared, because we have a ton of shit of draft picks that I have to create images for now.
There you go. Yeah, we just picked up like 8 or 9. So yeah, you're gonna be busy Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday. Sorry.
That's all right, brother. That's all right. Yeah. So right now, let's break this down. Seattle Seahawks, I believe, is going to go running back. The second running back that's available from Notre Dame, Jadarian Price, even Mike Washington is available to them. They lost Kenneth Walker to the Kansas City Chiefs. Jared, do you have a Seattle Seahawks player that's the first round quality?
No, I mean,
first round top draft.
Yeah, they got rid of their big hog Molly there at running back. So I think if a running back came in there, that wouldn't surprise me. Their defense is legit. That's why they won the Super Bowl. Is there a quarterback in the near future there coming in there? Do you believe in oh my gosh, what the hell's his name? The ghost. He sees ghosts.
Yep.
Do you believe in him?
Hold on. It's coming to me. Yes, I do believe in him.
Isn't that crazy that we can't think of his name right now?
Well, there might be a reason for that. Sam Darnold.
Darnold. There you go. But they would they have traded up to get a receiver? Or a quarterback. I don't think so. So, I think running back or receiver. It's got to be something offense. It's got to be a big player on offense.
I think it's running back. Seattle Seahawks signed Chaz Surratt, linebacker, Anthony Bell, defensive back, Chanel Jean Charles, Rodney Thompson, and Noah and Digjahane, cornerbacks. They lost Kenneth Walker. That's why I believe it's either edge or running back for them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at this lovely stick to the model, I can't believe these 2 corners are still available. But if you're looking at edge, you're looking at TJ Parker, which I believe would be a reach right now. But Cassius Howell is someone I believe could be a very beneficial player. I wanted the Bills to get him. That may even be a pick that the Bills grab with their pick now. But running back wise, if there's another one that's going to go off, it's Jadarian Price. I think that's time for him to come off the board. Seattle will close it off, Jared, with their final pick. Another year that we just watched the full draft and didn't get a pick. But Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia, Fandemonium, FLX Mafia, wherever you're watching from, you got to be happy with what Beane did. All the mock drafts that we've done, you see the players that are still available. If you're to ask me, and I'm going to go ahead and click on a bunch of buttons here for the stick to the model. For those that want wide receiver, Denzel Boston is a guy that's still available that has been mocked a couple times. Chris Brazzell has been first round availability. Chris Bell is someone that's a second, third rounder that has been mocked to the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills were also interested in Antonio Williams in the past. So there's your wide receivers. Defensive line. Caden McDonald, one of my favorites, true nose tackle, is available. Lee Hunter is a name that we mocked using FanSpeak with Dean Kindig last week, Buff Fan Base Draft Guru, still available. We're talking first round. Edge rushers. Cassius Howell is still available, a guy that I mocked a couple times. You'll see on 24/7 Buff Pandemonium social media a guy that potentially could be a Bills edge rusher. 6'2", 253. Look at that speed. 4.59 40. A good athletic skill. Metrics. Boom.
Looks good
He's
to
a
me.
guy that's fast off the edge. Want stats? Tackles for loss. Take a look at that, Jared.
Damn.
28 sacks in his career. Tackles for loss. Crazy edge rusher. We have a ton available to us. Ton available. And we added draft capital.
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan Tolbert. Scott, what would you give the Buffalo Bills Brandon Beane? What would his grade be for round 1?
I give him an A for round
Okay.
1.
Ryan Talbot, Brandon Beane gets an A+ grade in round 1 despite not making a pick. Here are the Bills' picks after trades with the Texans, the Patriots, and Titans. Ready? They traded and they got number 35, 66, 101, 125, 126, 167, 168, 182, and 220 for one trade, or for the 26th pick.
Yep.
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 That's
And look
pretty good.
at the amount that are available right now.
Mhm.
That's crazy. The Seahawks did go the way I thought they would. They grabbed that running back
Notre Dame.
from Notre Dame.
Nice.
See? As a successful Bills team and fans of like us that are very optimistic about everything, Jared, and we are. I mean, we always say whoever dons the red, white, and blue is who we're rooting for. It holds true. You got to have faith. I know McDermott's gone. Trust the process. That montage is gone. But you got to remember who originally came into this thing with Mr. Bean. You could be upset at the draft picks. He hasn't hit number ones very often, but he's always done well in the draft come day 2, day 3, right? Are we not making the playoffs every year?
We are.
Are we not playoff Super Bowl favorites for the most part every year?
Again this year.
Look what we just did.
Mhm.
We went from 26 to 35. We bounced 9 spots, but gained so much draft capital that is planned for the future. Let's not think about, we got to think about now, obviously, but the players that are available, there is a surplus of players that are available at 35. We got to wait 3 picks now. And there's 5 players on that list that we had mocked in the first round.
Yep.
And now we got how many more picks? These draft picks are our future. These draft picks are 3, 4, 5 years down the road where we don't have to spend a big chunk of money with draft capital, money cap continuously going up every year.
Mhm.
You just said that we got an A+ for a grade, even though we didn't draft. I have to say I agree with that. I'm maybe not an A+, but this is the first time in a while that I've been happy that we drafted out of the first round.
Yeah, we're not sitting there going, oh man, we just wasted all night sitting here waiting for a draft pick. The capital that they got is just, that's what we thought would happen, and it did.
Yep. And there's nothing you could do about a couple of these picks. Casey Concepcion gone to the Cleveland Browns. I know Swank's not going to be
Sorry,
happy about
Swank.
that. That was the one wide receiver I had on my mark in the first round that if they did draft him at 26, I would have been okay with. But our hands are tied. You can't do much about that. I know you joined us late, Jared. Jim Beam and me held down the fort pretty well. The comments that came in like crazy were awesome. We're at 1350 now. I find it hard to believe that that's where we stayed. I can't wait to see the numbers of all you guys that joined us. We are 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. This is the K-Gun Report. We go live every Tuesday at 8:30. We also have a pregame show every game, not every Sunday, every game, an hour and a half before start. I keep saying because Jim Beam is taking over. Jared, before I get your final thought and what you thought about this draft, I do want to run through the commercials you created, and I know you took some time, but I want the fans to know that you could find that logo that you see on there, the 24/7 Buff Pandemonium logo on a shirt. We represent the Finger Lakes as well, so we created a sister page called the Finger Lakes Mafia that we're trying to get to grow because we are a group that understands the importance of community. So Finger Lakes Mafia and our sponsors all come together. And I'm just going to hit a couple of these commercials up. When we come back, your final thought, what you thought about the draft, and then what we got going on forward.
It's never too early to stack up on your favorite sports apparel. Represent your favorite football team and the Finger Lakes region with this authentic swag. This original FLX Mafia merchandise can be found at the 24/7 Buff Fandemonium store.
Nice throw, Josh. Join 24/7 Buff Fandemonium on all social media platforms. Go Bills.
It's more than a game, it's a way of life. This large buffalo head and distinct 24/7 BF logo lets people know that you bleed red, white, and blue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Represent the best fan base in sports with this original 24/7 Buff Fandemonium shirt. Let's go, Buffalo.
Right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, Phelps, New York. Two local favorites are bringing people together. At Otis and Lisa, it's all about flavor. Finger Lakes' finest wings, fresh made pizza, and the kind of quality you don't just find anywhere. It's something you come back to. Then just down the road, step into Dirty Jack's Tavern, a true local hangout. Cold local beers, a welcoming atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels at home. Owned by Andy and Lisa Mattoon, it's more than great food and drinks, it's about community, connection, and supporting Phelps every day. Come for the food, stay for the people, be part of something local.
I love that we'll be back soon. I also want to throw in there our other sponsored Trails End. There's a place in Dresden where the air smells like Sunday morning. Fresh bread, sizzling bacon, and coffee that could wake you with a smile. At Trails End Restaurant, comfort food isn't just a menu item, it's a promise. Hearty, homestyle meals made from fresh quality ingredients. Pies made that very morning, and folks who greet you like family, even though the first time you walk through the door. Stop by Trails End Restaurant today, Route 14. Hold on, I'm adding Jared. Main Street, Dresden, because sometimes the best trails lead to home. I will start off, Jared, by thanking the Bills Mafia, the Fandemonium, for joining us tonight. Having a couple drinks. I had probably more than I should have because you left me alone for so long earlier on. But it is what it is. It's a great year for 24/7 Buff Fandemonium and the K-Gun Report. We have year-round sponsors. We are always a part of the Buff Fan Base Network and sponsored by, as well, 26 Shirts, 26shirts.com. Go to the website. Everything's explained there. You order merchandise. You're supporting Western New York families. It's a win-win-win-win-win. So thanks to the Mafia that joined today. It's a wonderful draft. Jared, I'll get your final thought, and then I'll tie it off, man.
Yes, Scott, I'm going to give you credit for holding it down for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Things ran a little bit longer today than expected, but you did a fucking fantastic job. The website you had up there to follow along, the highlights were just amazing. I know Bills Mafia doesn't want to see us fall out of the first round. It's always exciting to see what happens in that first round with these players, but we picked up a lot of draft capital. I think that's something that Bills Mafia expected to happen, and it did. Did the Bills Mafia expect it to happen to the level that it did? I don't think so. I think maybe they expected one fallout, but it was 3. We gained a lot of draft picks. So that being said, Scott, you're gonna have a lot of work to do in the next couple of days with the images and stuff. I'll come up with the videos, celebrate all the Buffalo Bills that came, or the new Buffalo Bills players that came in here. We won't have Swank next week, so it'll just be you and I, unless we get a special guest. But we'll creep into that a little bit the next couple of days. But we do look forward to Brad Lamb joining us 2 weeks from now. 4 weeks, Don Beebe. About 6 weeks, we have Nate Turner, ex-Buffalo Bills fullback tight end, joining us. We have Carlos Williams on the books. So we have a lot of players coming in. They're going to talk about their favorite positions and their favorite players that joined the team. And it's could just be Mark Maddox. Sorry, Mark. I failed to mention you. But
And Michael Lotus will be joining.
yeah, Mike Lotus too. So we have lots of players coming in, ex-players to give their opinion. And I tell you what, if there's a show to tune into, I know Scott Swank and I are fun to listen to, but to hear the stories that these 90s Bills have and their opinions of what the future is, it's just simply amazing. So make sure you tune in there. We'll share it everywhere so you can subscribe and save those dates. But Yeah, another draft under the books. All 32 teams, or not all 32 teams, but 32 young men were their lives have just changed forever. Congratulations to them.
Mhm.
It's an exciting time for them, and we hope that all of them succeed. Not all of them will, but what a great start to their NFL career. And hopefully they had a great night. We'll be back shortly, right around the corner, Tuesday, to talk about our draft picks. And there's going to be a lot talked about. I don't think we're going to get to all of them that first night, but we'll get to a majority of them. And we can't wait to come back and talk Bills football. Bills Mafia. It's a rebuild year, right? We got a lot of picks coming in. Josh Allen's still our guy. James Cook's still our guy. It's going to be a fun season. So stick with us. It's going to be fun to talk football for the next couple of months. And until we see you Tuesday, take care of each other. Enjoy the nice weather, and go Bills.
Jared, flip your hat around. I got you that draft hat for a reason. Did you get a pen with yours? Nice. You got a pen with yours. This is this year's draft hat. I'll end up by expressing appreciation for those that left comments, for those that joined. I know the Buffalo Sabres were playing as well, and it's a long night, and they won. So on to the next game. They're probably playing Saturday since it's every other day. Thanks for keeping it easy for me. I know I was a loner for a while, and you guys kicked ass with that. I do want to remind people of our sponsors. Love the fact that we have those guys this year. 26 shirts, Otis and Lisa's Pizza and Wings, Dirty Jacks, and Trails End. Thank you for sponsoring this year. It's a year-long sponsor. Excited about that. As far as the draft goes, and recap of tonight, we drafted out of the first round, which I believe a lot of us thought. But I did not expect the amount of draft capital that we added to it. Not only did we bounce up from 91, we got a 66 pick, and a lot of the people that are available at 35 potentially are a lot of the guys that we've mocked. So you got to be excited about it. A lot of fans wanted to see 26. A lot of fans, optimistic or pessimistic, wanted 26 and stayed up all night to see it. But if you're winning every year and you're successful in making the playoffs, people are going to get paid. So you have to start drafting according and getting more people on your books so that they can be on our team for a while without demanding that big paycheck. So Bean, you did a wonderful job. I've already seen Jared, a lot of B pluses, A minuses, and even A pluses for his draft, even though we didn't get something. So K-Gun Report, draft reaction on Tuesday, 8:30. And every week at 8:30. Swank will be joining us in 2 weeks, but it's Jared and I next week. Might have a guest. I know Jared's alluding to something, so I'm excited about it. Can't wait to talk to you guys about Bills football. Until then, go Bills.
Game 4 Sunday, April 26th at 2 o'clock. Go Sabres, go Bills.
Baby blue. God was baby blue. Baby blue.